Look at it, kids. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am right to the action. If I can move it back and yeah. Okay. Well, now we're here. We're here. We're alive. Welcome to the NHL Shitstravaganza 2024. Let's put on some little music here in the background. We got some chaos, boys. It's happening in real time as I speak. Teuvo Teravainen, 3 years at $5.4 million a season to Chicago. Remember, the cap is going up, so the numbers are going to be higher too. We have all the chaos. All the bullshit is happening at once. OEL, 3.5 mil, 4 years, which isn't bad, but it's a 16-team no-trade clause. Toronto's trying to reforge their defense. Chris Tanev also coming back as well. So we got some trades to talk about. Big one, if you just haven't noticed, Jacob Chychrun. He's going to Washington for Nick Jensen and a third-round pick. Matt Roy also going to Washington. Jonathan Kovacevic for a fourth-round pick to New Jersey. Jake and Bake going to Tampa Bay. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Chris Tanev, too, going to Toronto. We'll talk about that later. Remember Alex Holtz was rumored on those trade rumors for Timo Meier? Yeah, he's getting traded for a fourth-line grinder, Paul Cotter, and a third-round pick. Akira Schmid going to Vegas as well, where he will most likely revive and be a quality backup to Aiden Hill, and because this is always how it goes for them. I mean, it's Vegas. What do you expect? Vinny Lettieri and Jakub Lauko being traded for one another. Change of scenery for both. Logan Thompson, the legend of Logan Thompson. He kind of got muscled out, but, and this is a big but, he's going to Washington because they needed a new goaltender, and I will explain why. Washington's doing a little overhauling of their own. Kevin Hayes and his contract. Pens did this for the second-round pick. Funniest part is, Kevin Hayes is now the youngest center on the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's younger by about 100 days for Noel Acciari. The youth movement is coming. Oh, fuck my life. Future considerations. Top prospect for the Penguins, unfortunately, not going the other way. Utah. The former Arizona Coyotes making some big moves as well. John Marino going to Utah. We'll talk about Mikhail Sergachev as well. This is the big trade for Utah as well. Tanner Jeannot and F's in the chat for that big draft compensation that Tampa Bay gave up for Tanner Jeannot. It did not go well. Jacob Slavin also going for an 8-year extension back to Carolina. $51 million. the other way. Tyler Bertuzzi, $5.5 million average annual value deal to Chicago for a 4-year deal. And I do have to say, yeah, have fun with that. He's very inconsistent. Toronto learned this the other way. Brendan Montour going to Seattle. I mean, I figured it was going to be either him or Reinhart going, and Montour he's getting paid. Definitely getting paid. We'll talk about that later, though. Mikhail Sergachev going to Utah. It's the end of an era, and that's why they had to get rid of him, too, because it's for Jake and Bake. J.J. Moser, Connor Geeky, a second and a seventh. So Tampa Bay had a pretty good return. Moser, it'll be like a second, third pairing guy for them. Geeky's a top prospect. He'll probably pan in the next year or two. And then some guys were drinking stupid juice. Beck Malenstein goes for a second-round pick, which I'm surprised by because Beck Malenstein had a decent year, but for a second-round pick? Okay. Okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Yeah, have fun with that. Beck Malenstein. Yeah. First round picks, a couple draft pick trades, move around. Alex Texier going for a 4th round pick. Andrew Mangiapane. I figured it was going to be a move because Mangiapane is going to be a UFA after next year, I believe. He's going for a 2nd round pick. Small trade, Kyle Burrows and the LA Kings retro-ish new logo for Carl Grundstrom. Ilya Mikheyev and Sam Lafferty. Lafferty's now a free agent just to free up space. Canucks did this to extend another guy. We'll mention this later as well. Dakota Joshua is the guy they extended. Jake Wallman and the Gritty going to Detroit. Or going to San Jose, to hell, for a 2nd round pick to free up space. Eunice Korpisalo, Mark Kastelik, and a 1st round pick. This was happened during the Cup, Game 7. Linus Ullmark is now a Senator. And I figured it was going to be a trade, but Boston just got their 1st round pick back. That was truly fun, truly wonderful work by Don Sweeney, if I say so myself. Darcy Kemper and his not so regrettable contract. I know Charlie Lindgren came in. This is why Washington acquired Logan Thompson. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Okay. Brett Pesci for a 6-year deal in New Jersey being confirmed by David Pagnotta. We got the big guns coming in right now, boys. We got big guns coming in. Ty Dellandrea for San Jose. Pierre-Luc Dubois. Have fun with him. Hopefully he can play up to his potential, but good luck with that. Kevin Ball and a 1st round pick to Calgary for Jacob Markstrom, your new starting goaltender in New Jersey. Top 10 protected pick for New Jersey as well. I figured they would go after Yusei Saros, but we'll get into Yusei Saros a little bit later too. Okay, so, Elias Lindholm, 7 years and a $7.75 million deal. Baby. 7, and also Ryan McDonough is now a Tampa Bay Lightning player again. Free agency coming in. Elias Lindholm going to... Oh, boy. Okay. We got the moves coming in now. They're finally being confirmed. Nikita Zadorov going to Boston. Elias Lindholm going to Boston. I hear it's 7.75, which is fucking way too high for Elias Lindholm, but what do I know? I mean, their center depth was terrible. Jacob Slave in the extension there. Really solid cap hit for him, if I'm going to be completely honest there. OEL, $3.5 million for 4 years. Anthony Stolarz, $5 million, $2.5 million for 2 years. Stolarz had a really good year. This is probably your backup option to Joseph Woll. Definitely understandable. Samsonov was very unreliable. They just need consistency. Thing with Toronto. And Nashville is going ham. They are going unbelievably ham. Because this is Barry Trotz, and this is the team he wants to build. Jonathan Marchessault, one of the original Misfits, going to Nashville from Vegas, $5.5 million a year for 5 years. I can't believe Marchessault's 33. Jesus. Whew. I mean, this is some big term for guys in their 30s. Steven Stamkos, no longer a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 4 years, $8 million cap hit. For that point in the power play. Whew. Baby, baby, baby. And Brady Shea, 7x7. This is the price of free agency, baby. Brady Shea, 7x7. It's a pretty damn high, if I say so myself. But Nashville going ham. Hopefully it works out a little better than a certain Matt Duchene. Yeah, Nashville's trying to win the free agency. The Rambling Man from Hamlin with a 2-year deal. Eric Johnson back for 1 year, $1 million. Chris Tanev, 6 years at 34. He's going to be in Robida Island for about 3 or 4 years. So, Toronto, this is your Jake Muzzin replacement, not only in terms of his defensive play, but also in how his body's probably going to break down for him. Joseph Wool came back, 3.6. A couple minor free agent signings. Dmitry Kulikov back 4 years, $1.15 million cap hit. So, the original Panther from 2009 coming back home. Connor Brown, another 1 year prove-it deal. I mean, he did start to come around at the end of last year, so it's worth it for him. Jake and Bake, 9 years, $7 million. But look at the one below, Sam Reinhart. I would rather have Sam Reinhart better defensively. Gensel's a good player, but he's one-dimensional. And the problem is, like, you're doing it for power play special, and I mean, Sam Reinhart did have a 50-plus goal season. Let's just put it that way. Patrick Kane coming back, a lot of bonuses as well. $4 million 1 year. Sean Dursey, 6x4, which I mean, it's a good deal for Dursey. He did really well last year. Liljegren, $3 million, kind of works. That really bad one. Max Domi for a 3.75 4 years. I'm surprised I signed him for that long, but Domi did all right in Toronto, so I think they might have something going on there. Hunter Skinner, Luke Cunnin, Justin Bailey, Yusuf Alamaki coming back. Decent waiver claim, if I say so. Calvin Pickard, your new backup goaltender in Edmonton. I should say new because I'll mention that later. Jack Campbell got bought out, so rest in peace to the great experiment in Edmonton. Have fun with your buyout for 6 years. Michael Kesselring, Alex Petrovic, the guy Florida protected over Marchessault, if you remember correctly. Cale Clegg, Tyler Myers for a 3x3. So, Dakota Josh was getting 3.25 for 4 for 20% shooting rate. So, have fun there. Teddy Bluger, solid deal for him. Casey Middlestad coming back for a bridge deal, 5.75 by 3. That'll get him into his UFA years. Then he'll get the big bucks. Dylan DeMello as well, $5 million for 4 years. But Dylan DeMello is a solid defenseman, and you got to pay the Winnipeg tax. And Nate Schmidt got bought out probably for that reason. Wyatt Bungiovanni. I mean, that's got to be a fake name from an old NES game. Alex Turcotte, Ty Smith, Gage Gonsalves, Yegor Chinnikov, Alex Nedeljkovic coming back as well. It's a good deal. Mark Friedman. Philip Hronek, 8 by a 7.25 million. Really good year, but, I mean, this is what happens when you have a big playoff run. You got to pay up. Pay up, baby. It's free agency. Got to pay all the money. All the money. Capo Caco back on a 1 year prove-it deal. He's probably getting traded if things go well. Jalen Chatfield will do a 3x3. That's a fair deal. Andre Lee. I thought I said Anders Lee for a second, not Andre. Oof. Those are relatively the notable ones of the past. We do have some big ones here. Laurent Brossoit going to Chicago as a backup goalie. Had a really good year, so he's cashing in Winnipeg in their defensive structure. $3.3 million for 2 years, so best of luck to Brossoit. He's your new backup. Have fun there. Yegor Sharangovich, $5.75 million for 5 years. Definitely deserved for Sharangovich. Had a really good year last year. And, as I said, Kasperi Kapanen even got a contract. So, good times. So, we've got the big names right now. Anthony Mantha going to Calgary. 1 year, $3.5 million. It's a prove-it deal. Anthony Mantha is a very frustrating player, if I say so myself. Should have size, speed, but kind of like that underwhelming Detroit core. You thought he'd be the guy. Wasn't really. Went to Washington. Didn't do much. Went to Vegas. Pretty much did nothing. So it's a prove-it deal, if they say so myself. Yep, Matt Roy being confirmed over to Washington. I mean, LA wanted to sign Roy. Couldn't get him. So Washington is trying to overhaul everything and trying to maximize and rebuild that old core and help OV get back to the promised land. Sam Lafferty, a 2x2 with Buffalo, which is actually a really solid deal for Lafferty. I mean, even if he did overachieve last year in terms of his shooting percentage, he's a quality bottom sixer. I'd rather have Lafferty at that than trading a second-round pick for Beck Malenstein. Tyler Toffoli with a 4x6 to San Jose, paying the San Jose tax. Should be a solid top six winger. I mean, help for Will Smith and Max Celebrini. That's really what you're doing with this. Martin Hook coming back to Carolina at a 3.3x5. Solid deal there. Nothing crazy. The Montour deal is the big one. 7x7 for Brendan Montour. I mean, Montour's a beast. But $7 million. Whew. I mean, that's the going rate. That's what you got to do, man. And Marchessault has been confirmed. Wool's been confirmed. Jake and Bake has been re-signed as well. Oh, okay. Now we got some big ones here. Yep, finally updated for me. Yakov Trenin for a 4x3.5. Okay, Yakov Trenin. He can't even spell. I mean, I like Yakov Trenin, but for 3.5x4, okay. Tyler Bertuzzi, once again, 5.5 for 4 years. It's a little steep. Very steep. Ian Cole, that's actually a solid deal for Ian Cole. Pesci, 5x6. And all 3 buyout waivers have cleared. And those are the 3 buyout waivers earlier. If I can find this. Actually, that's not it. This is it. Adam Boqvist, which I'm surprised they're buying him out. I thought Boqvist had some promise, but Columbus is just a shit mess. Jack Campbell, Soupy, the second Soupy, got bought out. Nate Schmidt had a bit of a rough year last year, so he only had 2 years left on his deal, so it shouldn't cost that much. Jack Campbell, too. And Jacob Trouba might be rumored to go to Detroit, too, just to let you know. A lot of qualifying offers not received. Kalen Addison for San Jose, Joey Anderson, Jake Bean, Jesper Boqvist, Eric Brandstrom, who was a big return for Mark Stone, so that trade kind of flopped in Ottawa's face. Maxime Comtois, Dylan Dubé, Cal. I mean, all 4 of the guys that were involved in the 2018 Canada Junior team have not been qualified. So Carter Hart, his career might be over. Cal Foote, I mean, he's probably going to Russia. I don't know if he was really panning out either. Michael McLeod, same thing. Dylan Dubé had a really rough year. Niels Lundqvist is the one I want to talk about as well. This is an interesting one because if you remember, Dallas traded a first-round pick for this guy like 2 years ago, and he has already been not qualified. So I was kind of perplexed they traded that much for him, but like, yeah. Alex Nylander, I mean, I think he'll get a look somewhere else on a vet minimum deal, but I don't know about him. Sam Steele will probably find work somewhere else. Philip Zadina is probably going to Europe. And Blake Lizotte, Matthias Norlinder, and Pio Joseph, they are going back there as well. So we've got some big names, some big movers, shakers as well. David Perron going to Ottawa for a 2x4. Craig Smith for a 1x1. Yep. Stamkos, Shea. Victor Arvidsson going to Edmonton. Arvidsson was mostly injured for most of last year, so this is a kind of a gamble, but 2x4. Oh, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Elias Lindholm, 7.75x7. Yeah, that's a little steep. A little steep. I mean, I like Elias Lindholm. Second line center, but $8 million. Okay. I mean, Boston did need center help, though. So that's, I'll give him that. Zadorov was $5 million for Nikita Zadorov. Jesus Christ. 5x6 for Nikita Zadorov? What the fuck? Oh, no. Boston, what are you doing? What are you doing, Boston? But, I mean, still, it's... Nikita Zadorov is a solid defenseman, but for a 5x6? Jesus. Jason Zucker, another 1-year prove-it deal for him. Brandon Duhaime, 1.85x2. Yep, this is where the big stuff comes in. And this is why I wanted to start a little earlier, because I was worried about that. Tyler Toffoli, Martin Hook has been confirmed. Kevin Weeks still going in. Shane Gostisbehere will head to the market with Detroit. So Gostisbehere, going to get paid. I think he's done well with what once was Phoenix. Chandler Stevenson apparently might be going to Nashville as well. So Nashville is, they're winning free agency. As we all know, they're going to raise another banner if they do win free agency. Stamkos, Shane Pinto could be asking for a trade as well. Remember, he held out last year. Came in the middle of last season. And he's just might be there as well. Jake and Bake and Average annual value of $9 million. It's all signing bonus. So relatively, I think they can buy it out. Because if it's pure salary, then that would be buyout proof. But with the signing bonuses, relatively buyout-able, I believe. It'd be nice if we had cap friendly. It'd be very nice if we had cap friendly. But the Capitals decided to ruin everything. Boo to the Capitals. Boo. Boo. Big boo. Sam Reinhardt, 8-year extension. We'll finally get into a lot of the chat as well, but I did want to let you know nothing too crazy. Chris Johnston is doing some work here. Mackenzie. Yeah, Pierre LeBrun with the big contract announcement. Yep. Sean Monahan going to Columbus for a 5.5. Whew. That's pretty good for a contract year, especially for a guy who was traded with the first round pick to get rid of that deal. But okay. You're paying the Columbus tax there. Definitely paying the Columbus tax. Anything else from Friedman? Any other big news? Chris Johnston. Matt Murray is staying in Toronto. Oh boy. Oh boy. He's probably getting paid like $1 million. Probably a prove-it deal. Bob McKenzie. David Perron's going to market, so Ottawa has signed him to a 4x2. Bob McKenzie doing the madness. Yeah, Nikita Zadorov got a lot of money. Yeah, everything's coming in fast, so I'm just trying to keep up with everything. Help me. Help me. Yep, big names. Matt Roy, Noah Gregor going in on a 1-year deal. Devin Cooley, who had a couple decent games with San Jose. 2-year deal, so he's probably competing with a backup role with Vladar and Dustin Wolf. Montour, the 7x7.14. Kasperi Kapanen, Victor Arvidsson has been confirmed. A lot of confirmations coming left and right. Is there anything else coming from Elliot Friedman? No, just the Sean Monahan deal. So, welcome. Welcome, one and all. We have 1,500 people right now somehow watching this craziness. Bobby Margarita signing. We got to shut it down. William Carrier going for $2 million by 6. A 6-year deal for William Carrier. Whew. Oh, I mean, bottom sixers, you usually don't want to pay them more than 3 or 4 years, but 6. I mean, William Carrier was pretty good. Joel Edmondson got 3.8 by 4? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, Monahan does go to Columbus for way too much money. I mean, it should have been more like 4, not 5.5. Montour going to Seattle. All the craziness happening. Welcome one and all to all the bullshit left and right. Jake DeBrusk is going to Vancouver. Woo! Jake DeBrusk going to Vancouver, so this is probably a trade. Remember, he was rumored in trades at the deadline, same as Linus Ullmark. So Jake DeBrusk going there as well. Yep, Stamkos has gone to Nashville. Nashville winning that cup. Hold on. I have to shitpost real quick. I have to shitpost. Give me a second. Give me a second. No, I don't want to do Elliot Friedman. Yep, Sean Monahan has been confirmed. So I got to shitpost real quick. Sorry, boys. I'm doing this live. We're doing it live. I had to do that really bad joke. I'm so sorry. But at the end of the day, we have to do this. It's all the madness, all the time. And yes, if you don't remember correctly, you'll say Saros also got extended. Let me see if I can find that deal. I don't think it's on here because it's not actual free agent signing. but it did confirm Jake DeBrusk. A 7x5. Oh my God. Oh. Whew. Here's the thing. The cap hit's okay, but for 7 years for a guy who's kind of hot and cold, whew. Ooh. Ooh. That is, that's very spicy. Yeah, I'm in the same boat you are. Here, Chris, with the Penguins, they don't have much cap space. So, oh, thank God, they actually still have cap friendly. Glorious day. Glorious, glorious, glorious day. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this back here. If I am allowed to move this back here. Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Yes, cap friendly. Thank you, Washington. Thank you for allowing us cap friendly for the time being. William Carrier, a 6-year deal for $2 million. Sorry, that was getting a little jarbled. I had to change the song on there. Victor Arvidsson, Yakov Trenin, Patrick Maroon going to Chicago. So they're hoping to get another cup from him. Remember, Patrick Maroon won 3 straight cups. He's like the anti-Corey Perry. If you get Corey Perry, you're going to make the finals and lose. If you get Patrick Maroon, you're going to make the finals and win. Remember that? Eric Comrie going back to Winnipeg. Teuvo Teravainen getting... I mean, there's a lot of money going around, man. A lot of money. Whew. Yeah. So here, that's the thing about free agency. I mean, you're paying a lot of money for talent that'll hopefully get you somewhere. But sometimes the best move is to not make a move or make it quick. Yeah, Joel Edmondson got $4 million. Wait, I thought he was going to LA. So yeah, he is going to LA. Yeah, but it's about big burly defensemen. The smaller defensemen are getting moved because Florida... I mean, they're looking at like Vegas. They're looking at Florida. They're looking at Tampa. Big, burly defenseman able to clear the crease, create space. Although Florida did have Gustav Forsling and Brendan Montour, who were big pieces. OEL's not really a crease clearer either. So what do I know? What do I know? Yeah, William Carrier, 6 years, but $2 million. The cap hit's solid. I mean... That's a really solid cap hit. It's just the length, but $2 million is swallowable if he does get injured or fall apart. So, not the worst deal in the world. And Monahan, do you trust this deal? Especially with how poor he was the last few seasons. A 5x5 for Sean Monahan. It's definitely something. He did well last year, but once again, probably the Columbus tax. Brendan Dillon, who's going to be more of a third pairing, second pairing guy. So you're paying $4 million for a third pairing guy, crease clearer. So, I mean, I don't know how long that lasts, but I mean, he's 33. I don't know how much more he has left in the tank. So that final year might get rough. And Nikita Zadorov, I mean, does he even last 6 years? But like, once again, like Zadorov is like, you're paying him $5 million for a third pairing defenseman. I mean, Zadorov, big body. I mean, GMs love their big body defensemen, but $5 million. Yeah, $5 million. Alec Martinez, who actually had a pretty solid deal there too. So $4 million for 1 year, but he's tapering off a little bit. Got his cup in Vegas. and perennial troll of the New York Rangers and King Henrik. Arvidsson, remember, he had been injured most of the year, so he is able to come back, so you're looking for more depth on the middle six. Help you out there. And also, by the way, I did want to let you know as well, Ken Holland has resigned. Jason Zucker, another one-year prove-it deal for Buffalo, so he'll probably end up getting traded at the deadline if Buffalo goes to shit. Elias Lindholm got, yeah, it pretty much proved it. But, I mean, you're hoping for that, but, as I said, $8 million for 7 years. Yeah. Boston is, they're drinking that stupid juice. Brady Shea, a 7x7. I mean, do you want to give this a 7x7? I mean, Brady Shea's a good defenseman. But there were frustrations with him in Carolina. 7x7. Oh, and Vancouver just signed Kiefer Sherwood to a 2-year deal. $1.5 million average annual value. David Perron, I mean, the age is coming, but it's only a 2-year deal, so if he does fall apart, not much there. Anthony Mantha, once again, it's a gamble. 1-year deal. Can't really do much. Jacob Slavin, I mean, I'd rather have Slavin for an 8-year deal at that rate than somebody like Nikita Zadorov. I mean, Slavin is he's a good defenseman. OEL cashing back in, so hopefully this one doesn't age as poorly as, say, his deal in Arizona, going to Vancouver, slowly buying them out. So OEL, bounce back year, wins a cup. I mean, as I said, this is the going rate. It's the going rate. And I can't, OEL's 33. Jesus. How the hell is OEL 33? Fucking Christ. Yeah, Matt Roy, I mean, the analytics really like him, but is he going to last to his mid-30s? So, there's your question. And Jacob Chychrun, too. I mean, he's late 20s. You're probably going to have to extend him relatively soon. Yep, Nick Jensen, quality analytical guru. Didn't really do well, but Chychrun is your big guy. So, he's going to be a UFA next year, so you're looking to extend him. I mean, he's going to want $7-8 million. So, are you going to want to pay that? Especially with the money owed to Carlson. Lafferty, Toffoli, all the good stuff there. So we have a lot of madness. Yep, Slavin is very underrated. Kevin Stenlund going to Utah, so everyone else. Oh, dude, Conehead, everyone gets a 7-year deal. I mean, that's NHL free agency. That's how you have to pay. You have to overpay. Oh, dude, it's all cup taxes. And yeah, Acing Snowflake, like, Saros actually got a really quality deal. $7.5 million for 8 years. That's a really good deal. For USA Saros, one of the best goalies in the league. And considering that Shistyorkin is probably going to get over $10 million. Maybe $11 million. I'd rather have Saros because I can reallocate my money elsewhere. I don't know if I would have thrown all that money at a guy like Steven Stamkos or Marchessault, but, I mean, it's the Barry Trotz magic, baby. Danton Heinen going to Vancouver. Matt Murray, $875,000. Yep. The Utah Kevins. Whereas Natchez is still in Carolina. He's probably getting traded because they can't afford him. Especially with the Slavin deal. Yeah, $1.20 chicken tendies. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Toronto needed a center. They needed a center badly. But I don't know if I would have done that for Elias Lindholm. Or Zadorov. I mean, you just got out of the Derek Forbort deal. Like, this is the Forbort deal on steroids. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Red Rhino 49. I'll finally get to some super chats. 1,500 people coming in right now, and there's a lot of stupid juice being drunk. A lot of stupid juice. Sam Carrick, oh, he only got $1 million. It's like 3 years. 3 years, $1 million AAV. I thought it was like 3x3. I'm like, what the fuck for Sam Carrick? It's a 3-year, $1 million deal. Thank God. I was going to, I mean, $3 million a year for Sam Carrick? No. Yep, Kevin Stenlund, a 2x2, which, I mean, $2 million for a fourth liner. That's your going rate. Stenlund had a solid year, but he's a fourth liner. He's getting $2 million. Carrier. I'd rather have Carrier. I would definitely rather have Carrier. Like, I have nothing against Stenlund. But Carrier is, I mean, that's why you keep the value low for 6 years. Here's the thing. This deal for Carrier is probably one of the better deals. Especially because it's, I mean, the term's long, but the AAV is very depressed. You can bury it if worst case scenario. And I think that's the kind of deal that helps a team win a cup, a bottom sixer like that. I mean, but there are some really bad deals, dude. Oh, dude. So many bad deals right now, man. Connaughton. Oh, dude. Connaughton is 34. Jesus. I remember when Connaughton was on Arizona and Columbus. He had been in the league for a long time. Jake DeBrusk, 5.5. That's not even, like, the worst deal out there. I mean, DeBrusk at least is 5.5. Like, this is the same deal that a guy like Louis Erickson got in 2016. Milan Lucic. Like, these kind of deals, like, you're getting them now. Sean Monahan got a 5.5 by 5 for 1 year. Matt Roy, that's actually a fair deal for Matt Roy. I'd rather have that than Zadorov. Sue me. Montour, solid deal, but is he going to last 7 years? I don't know. I mean, Seattle does need a wingman for Vince Dunn. So I think that should help out. Brady Shea got the big bucks. I don't know if I pay him a 7 by 7. Stamkos, I don't know if I pay him 4 years. He's worth $8 million. Marchessault is actually a decent deal. A little up there in age, but Marchessault will add leadership. He'll add intangibles. He's a solid two-way player. Good offensive instincts. Jacob Slavin, probably one of the better deals. Nikita Zadorov got 5 years for 6. Elias Lindholm, this is probably the worst deal right now. 7.75 for 7 for Lindholm. Yeah. 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 So this is the kind of deal that we're talking about here. Yep, Dan Heinen, 2.25 million AAV for him as well. But the uni designer. Oh, the Preds. They're building another banner for July 1st. It's been a big deal. Ooh, Drouin going back to Colorado. That's actually a really good deal for them because Drouin really rebounded. He's been a solid middle second line presence. He doesn't have as much pressure to produce as he does in Colorado, so it works out. Cam Talbot going to Detroit. Woo. Well, Richie, remember, Dan Heinen did produce a bit in Pittsburgh. I think that's what they're shooting for here. That's like Danton Heinen, decent third liner, bottom six piece, little offensive instincts. 2.25 is not terrible for Danton Heinen. Yeah, Jackson, they need a bad. Yeah, depends on the contract for Cam Talbot. It depends on the Cam Talbot. I'll finally get to some super chats here. Red Rhino 49 for 5 bones. The Euros, Copa America, and NHL Free Agency, and Bobby Bonilla Day all in one day. What a Monday we have, dude. July 1st is my favorite holiday, more or less. Because you have NHL Free Agency, you have Bobby Bonilla Day, you have just the sunshine of the summertime. Nothing better, man. Nothing better. Ghost Dog 814. Please stand by. A disaster is about to take place. That disaster already happened on Thursday. Oh, no. The disaster happened yesterday when the American football team under 20 lost to fucking Austria. We've lost to Japan and Austria. We are Italy away from losing to the entire Axis powers. Fuck my life. Alcide for 28. Thank you, brother. Monsieur Labre. How do you feel about the Pens draft? They couldn't really do much in that draft because they don't have a first rounder. I mean, the thing with that sort of thing is just hope the scouts did right. And Kyle Dubas has found decent gems in the later picks. So, I mean, all you can do is just wait and see. I'm not expecting the Pens to do too much today. The rumor is they might be in on Matt Grzelcyk. So, that's the kind of stuff that's going on there. Derek White got 100. If you want like a difference between NHL and NBA, Derek White got $126 million for 4 years, which is well worth it because Derek White was a big piece. That's championship tax right there for Derek White. He is intangibles and he got paid. Woo! Man got paid. the big bucks. And I mean big bucks. Very big bucks. Dude Guy for 5 Canadian. Happy Canada Day, Tree. I don't expect my Oilers to do much. Penn seem hell-bent on getting older. No. They got younger, don't you understand? Kevin Hayes is the youngest center on the Penguins now. He's young. He's the youngest by like 100 days from Nola Chari. Come on, man. The youth movement is real. The youth movement. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I mean, also, dude, remember, you did get Victor Arvidsson, who's a solid middle six forward. Relatively cheaper. Nothing too crazy there. Your celebration is getting out of Jack Campbell's deal. I mean, the buyout 6 years, it's manageable. I think it's like something like $1.75 million, if I remember correctly. I think I have the deal right here, yes. So, Jack Campbell's buyout. I mean, that's a Ken Holland masterclass. I mean, it blew up in their face. The buyout's only $1.5 million, so it's relatively manageable. I think that's why they did it. So both team and player needed a change of scenery, and that's why Jack Campbell's doing his own thing. Nate Schmidt, also another big buyout. He did not have a good year last year, but it's only a 2-year buyout, which is why they bought him out, because they weren't going to trade him on not for a $6 million cap hit. It's only a $1.6 million for 2 years. That's why they bought him out. And I mean, they paid DeMello all that cash for that reason. Cam Talbot got, okay. I thought it was $5 million for 2 years. It's 2.5 for 2 years. Okay. That's a little more manageable for a guy that was bolstered by a 1-3-1 system in front of him. Yep. Joel Edmondson getting $4 million. I mean, they're showing it on the NHL Network. He's just like checking people and that bruising net front presence. Like, these are the kind of guys that are going to get paid a lot of money. And I know you're not responding. You can suck my dick. I'm trying to work here, computer. I'm trying to work. Work in quotations. Yeah, Drouin with a 1-year prove-it deal. Jake Bean got 1.75 for 2 years, which, I mean, I like Jake Bean. I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's a prove-it deal. Calgary needs defense. It's a guy who probably pot in for the bottom 6 role or a third pairing. Nothing too crazy. Oh, boy. Evan Richard, is there an over-under on gallons of stupid juice being consumed? Oh, dude. Boston they're chugging that stupid juice, man. Oh, dude. Oh, Chicago kind of is too. I mean, but you have to if you're Chicago. I mean, for a big, burly, puck-moving defenseman, dude, that is catnip for GMs around this time, man. Zadorov got $5 million. Edmondson got $4 million. Tanev, I mean, for a 34 years old, 6-year deal. It's all the madness, man. All the madness. Oh, Sioux the Leafs, Nashville is definitely getting older. Yeah, Brendan Dillon is gone. Yep, Dillon went to New Jersey. Justin Silverman for 20. I hate JBB. He lets Nashville walk all over him, and then he let them get Stamkos and Marshy by taking on McDonough. Sad day in Tampa Bay. No, remember, you got rid of Stamkos, Jeannot. I mean, free first-round pick for Nashville, by the way. And you took on McDonough so you can take on Jake Gensel. That's your master plan. So you want a big piece to go with Kucherov on the power play. You traded Stamkos for Gensel. So I don't know if I do that, but once again, yeah. Oh, Jay Falcon, Utah plays this year. Utah, they're playing this year, but they're playing in an arena that isn't suitable for the NHL. They're going to I think they're doing a heavy renovation over the next couple years to really get that going. And then either that or a new arena, but I think like they're really trying to retrofit it for hockey. And they made big moves. Mikhail Sergachev from Tampa. So Tampa Bay's trying to fix that, get rid of that cup window and move into that. But is it going to work? Maybe. I don't know. Yes, Phantom Beer. Dylan is in a New Jersey Devil. I can actually move it now and confirm it for you. Yes. It does not confirm it, but he is a New Jersey Devil. If I can do New Jersey here. Actually, it has not confirmed it yet. Although they have signed Pesci and and Brendan Dillon. So both are New Jersey Devils. Felix Sandstrom. Sorry, it's bad. I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I will never, ever, 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 ever do that again. There are 1,500 people watching this shit right now. Yep. Slater Man for 10. So being a Coyotes fan, I don't know what to do. Do I cheer for Utah knowing it's Coyotes players or just stop caring at all? I still got the Roadrunners at least. Well, your celebration is Alex Meruelo is gone. Fuck that dude. He was cancer. And the moment, like, I believe with Tempe, they didn't reject the Coyotes, they rejected Meruelo. Because of the shit he pulled in Glendale, the shit he was pulling with the Coyotes in general. And there's a reason why the NBA told him to fuck off. And that's why they didn't do it. Oh, $2.5 million for Drouin? That's not bad. That's a solid deal. Another prove-it deal. I mean, he's trying to chase a cup. I'll give him credit there. But Slater, man, I mean, the problem with the Coyotes, you had just decades of incompetent management. Ooh, the Oilers are poking around on Jeff Skinner, apparently, which, I mean, he'll come cheap. He's a guy I'd like the Penguins to get, but I don't know if they have the cap space. I don't know. Ooh, Matt Duchene back for another year. $3 million for Dallas. Duchene's chasing that cup. Duchene's got the buyout money from Nashville, so he doesn't need a big payday. That's why he's coming back to Dallas. Ooh, Warren Fogle going to the Kings. How much did they pay him? Are they paying him $4 or $5 million? Especially with what they paid Edmondson. Fogle is the kind of guy that gets overpaid a shit ton in free agency. Because Fogle is solid. Chase Miller for 5 bones. Happy Bonilla Day Tree hoping for Elias Lindholm to the Bruins. Are you hoping, Chase, are you hoping for Elias Lindholm at 7.75 for 7 years? Are you hoping for that? Yeah, the concurrent viewers are jumping up and down. They were like 1,800, and then they're at like 1,300, 1,400, 1,500. It's a lot of madness. No, Iro. His $9 million deal is not done. He got bought out. So, let me tell you what Buffalo did. Buffalo, his deal is not done. He got bought out. So, he had a big deal. He had an 8-year deal that would have gone for another 3 years. So, he's getting bought out for $2.5 million. I don't know if I would have done that, but with a full no movement clause, he wouldn't have been able to get traded. Signing him for that much with a 40-goal campaign was rough. I mean, it was not as bad as it was the first couple years when it was like, oh. But still, I mean, they're trying to reallocate that money elsewhere. It's why they brought in Beck Mallenstein, Sam Lafferty. They have a lot of youth coming in they really want to play. They have Isaac Rosen coming in. They have Lucas Roshak. They have Jack Quinn. They want those guys to play instead of Jeff Skinner. Super Nintendo Chalmers as well. A lot of Super Nintendo Chalmers. Much Super Nintendo Chalmers. A lot of Super Nintendo Chalmers, man. All the good stuff, man. All of the good stuff. Thank you all for joining me. In the meantime, I've got around 1,500 people, more or less, which, I mean, I appreciate each and every one of you coming in and enjoying the shit show with me and laughing at some terrible moves and a lot of money being paid. A lot of money. Mr. Yes, Hater's Guide to the NHL Draft 2024 video when? I don't really do a video for the NHL Draft because it takes so long for them to come into the league. That's why I don't do NBA or MLB, because it's going to take, 49 signings in the first 36 minutes. Yeah, it was a good reason I did this at 12, because the moves are coming fast this year. Higher cap, there's a lot of money going around left and right, and, Juice Pimpson. Juice, yes, Stamkos did sign with the Predators. They also signed Marchessault and Brady Shea. They're also rumored in on Chandler Stevenson. So there's a lot of money. Yeah, 1,600 plus, I know. Gunford, love you too, brother. Thank you all for coming. Tyson Jost going to Carolina. So, another bottom six forward. Hopefully, it's as much of a good deal as it is for Carrier. Chris Guastafaro, man, my Caps have definitely been busy this year, gearing up for Ovi's final 2 years before the rebuild. I agree, man. Washington is making moves. They are making moves happen. Jacob Chychrun, 1-year deal. There might be an extension coming there. Let's look at Washington's been doing. They've been very busy. Matt Roy coming in for a 5.75 for 6. I'd rather have Matt Roy than Zadorov. McMichael getting extended. There are a couple other trades they made too. PL Dubois. But Dubois, I mean, hope maybe he might be something with Ovi. But that's your Backstrom replacement. So yeah. Dubois has gobs of talent. The question is his work ethic going to match it? That's always been the issue with Dubois. Royal K-Sim, 3 thoughts on my Ducks New Jerseys. I've kind of seen them. They're okay. They're trying to go back to the old Mighty Ducks logo, which, I mean, there were a lot of complaints about the new Ducks logo. It was just very bland. I was okay with it, but I understand why. I mean, I like the rebrand a little better than the Kings, like, retro rebrand, but I liked the Kings old logo. I'm weird like that, but it's, yeah. Here's my question, Juice. What kind of powder are we talking about? Are we talking snow powder? Or are we talking that kind of powder? There's a huge difference, man. Yeah, Joel Edmondson, Patrick Hamill's caps. What happens with the caps is they're trying to keep that window open. That's the thing with the caps. Same thing the Pens are doing. Trey Wright, Barry Trotz is just too good right now. Oh, dude. If he gets Chandler Stevenson, raise the banner. Derek Forbert. Oh, yeah. Forbert at 1.5 for 1 year is a lot more reasonable than what he got in Boston. Forbert's okay. I mean, at that rate, he's fine. Not for 3x4 or 3x3. Oh, Chuck the Flame fan. Thoughts on Seneke going 3rd overall in the draft over Ivan Demidov? I mean, here's the thing with that sort of draft. Remember, 5 years ago, there was a player that was reached by the Detroit Red Wings. Everyone laughed at that pick. And I was at the time, I'm like, okay, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, I want to wait a little bit and see how it goes. That player's name was Mort Seider. Mort Seider looks really damn good. So it's not about how, I mean, Blake Wheeler was another one who was picked way too high. He was supposed to be an early 2nd round pick, late 1st. He got picked 5th overall by the Coyotes. Although that one backfired because he never actually signed with the Coyotes. So, there was another thing. Mr. Yes, Kevin Hayes to Pittsburgh to the Blues for the legend of future considerations. He also got a 2nd round pick. So I think that's the big thing with Kevin Hayes. I mean, you take him on for a year, maybe buy him out the next year, and then you get the 2nd round pick. That's why they're doing that. They're trying to do half and half. Like Dubas, what he's trying to do is keep that core open while trying to rebuild for a future. And my music just stopped. No, I don't care. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, Isaiah Pierce, treehouse screw to the Blue Jackets. I mean, it depends how your young core develops. Like the last core did not develop. You're paying $5 million for Sean Monahan. Line is looking to be out, so he'll probably be a buy low deal as well. Goudreau has been a disappointment, but I mean, I'm actually surprised by that. I thought Goudreau would do well in Columbus. So who knows? Wendy, today's winner is Nashville because they made the big splashes. It's all about the splashes, baby. They're raising a banner. Oh, Rocklar, Wings forgot to set their alarms. I thought Stamkos was going to be a wing. Not because they needed a wingman. I need a second fiddle for Dylan Larkin. The old connection with Stevie Y. They did have the cap space. But, I mean, Nashville came a-calling. They threw the money in the term. I think the term is more important to a lot of these players than the actual cap hit. So, like, Stamkos, would any reasonable GM with no vacuum, would you have given him a 4-year deal? At 34, 35. I don't know. Because, like, you're doing that for the first couple years, and then you're probably going to have a little taper off and decline. Yep, Airborne G2, OEL to Toronto 4 for 3.5. Yeah, as I said, that's the going rate for a third pairing defenseman. $3.54 million. It's a pay-to-play game. I mean, OEL had a solid year in Florida. But for 4 years, do you hope for that turnaround? Because I think that had more to do with Florida's system. OEL has had a significant regression over the past 5 or 6 years. So Toronto's trying to shore up their defense. I mean, that's why you brought in Chris Tanev, 6 years at 34. Oh, if Nashville signs Chandler Stevenson, I need to see how they play first. I think they're playoff contenders. I don't know about cup contenders. Phantom Beard, the Preds should be watched. Not only that, remember, they have Ryan O'Reilly, too, and Philip Forsberg. So they have pieces to go along with that as well. Luke Evangelista coming in as well. So they have talent, especially still in the back end. Roman Yossi, Alex Carrier. I mean, Noah Comarellis, but you have quality. You have a lot of quality. Nashville will be very interesting, especially with how the free agent pieces pan out. They are aging pieces. Marchessault, Stamkos, Brady Shea, could be Chandler Stevenson. Yep, Warren Fogle is LA. Red Rhino 49 is a Preds fan. Do I have hope? Potentially. That's potentially Red Rhino. So, the time there. And Dynasty Ninja, what early trade seems beneficial right now? Ooh, so let's look at these trades. Chychrun depends on if they extend him in Washington. If you extend him, works out. Nick Jensen and a third-round pick, it's not a steep price to pay for a guy like Chychrun, but it mostly depends. Gensel, I mean, at least Carolina got a third-round pick for him, but I mean, $9 million for Gensel? I mean, I like what Vegas did for Holtz and Schmid, I should say. Logan Thompson, I mean, it's a decent deal for Washington, especially since you got rid of Kemper. I like what Utah did with Marino and Sergachev. But Tampa Bay, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, their big plan was Jake Gensel. Duchesne has been confirmed $3 million. Cam Talbot going to Detroit. And the problem with Detroit has always been injury consistency. Because Ville Husso, solid goaltender when he's healthy. James Reimer, solid goalie when he's healthy. They're looking for health on that back end. And Cam Talbot, as long as he plays like he did last year in LA and not like in Ottawa, they may do okay, but I think it's more as a backup. Sorry, I'm just going to update things here. Yep, Derek Forbert, Tomas Nosek that's actually a solid deal for Tomas Nosek as a bottom sixer. Jost, another solid deal too. Like, I mean, 7 point, like, vet minimum for 1 year for a bottom six type. That's solid. And Jost is a solid third, fourth line center. Same as Nosek. Forbert, that's much more swallowable. Michael Amadio got $2.6 million. Amadio had a solid year in Vegas. But here's the thing with Amadio. Like, is he worth $2.6 million? Because Amadio, I mean, he's had a couple solid years in Vegas, but is it Vegas or is it Amadio? Because before that, he was a fringe player. And, I mean, Ottawa does have to pay a bit of a tax. So you have to consider that, too. I think this contract will be a lot easier to swallow than some others if it goes flat. Yep, and the players eligible for extension right now, Marner, Rantanen, Crosby has a one year left on his deal, which is huge because he could be gone. Draisaitl is going to be extended. Hedman, there's another piece you're looking to extend as well. Marchand is finally ending his extension. Shistyorkin, Linus Ullmark. So you have a lot of pieces that will be eligible for extensions right now. John Tavares is another one that's eligible for an extension. Because remember, that John Tavares deal is finally ending. And that was supposed to get Toronto a cup. Yeah, Forbert definitely improved. I think, as I said, it's Juan had a nice bounce back here. Ian Cole, analytical darling. I think that's a solid deal for him. Joel Edmondson, I mean, he got way too much money. Brendan Duhaime, I mean, for bottom sixer, you could do worse, I guess. Patrick Maroon, Stanley Cup champion 3 times over. Dude, Patrick Maroon, in general, is worth that, man. Jake Bean is, Stenlund, I mean, $2 million for a fourth liner. That's steep. Sharon Govich, I mean, he had a fantastic year. Kiefer Sherwood got $1.5 million. You know, I mean, that's the going rate. It's $2 million, $1.5 to $2 million for a bottom sixer, $4 million for a third pairing defenseman. Oh, Unix, Edmondson got 4 by 3.8 because he's big, he's physical, and burly. Warren Fogle got $3.5 million for 3 years. That's going rate. The term is not as bad as I thought it would be, but $3.5 million for Warren Fogle for LA. I mean, you're paying a California tax there, but I mean, Warren Fogle adds a lot of intangibles. That's what the LA Kings want. Anime Nerd, I don't know if they extend Tavares. I think they let him walk because if you look at Toronto, and I will mention this, especially with what they're doing right now, Toronto has that core four. I mean, the core four has not worked. They need a shakeup. They need depth on defense. They need goaltending help. And guys like Marner and Tavares, you can free up that money elsewhere, shore up the depth because you already have Matthews. You already have Nylander. Morgan Riley's extended long term. I mean, dude, do you really trust this defense to get you a cup? Especially with Chick McCabe coming a free agent. I mean, I like the Wool extension. I mean, I think it's a solid deal. I don't know if he's a cup-winning goalie, though. I think he can be a solid starter. Mostly depends. Like David Komp's getting $2.5 million. That's one of your biggest forward signings. They need depth. That's the key with Toronto, man. Eric Zarines for 10. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. Wait, this isn't a celebration stream. It's a celebration of everything, man. NHL free agency and Bobby Bonilla Day. It's a fantastic day for us all, man. Mr. Yes, what is the future for Tristan Jarry? I was wondering this. And I keep getting exercise equipment because I'm trying to build a home gym. It's what they do. It's the gym around me is no longer 24 hours, so I'm trying to get that fixed. But, I mean, considering an injury I just got, I don't think it's going to be in the cards anytime soon. So if we look at something like the Penguins, with Tristan Jarry, I was kind of whelmed by that deal last year. With Nedeljkovic extended 2 years, I mean, he had a really solid year. The key here is Joel Blomqvist. Taylor Gauthier and Philip Larson were both. Gauthier is rumored as well. I mean, but Blomqvist is your guy. So he'll probably be getting a knocking on the door next year. He had a really good year in the AHL. So you have 3 goalies. That could be fair. Jarry has a modified no-trade clause. So, hold on. A 12-team no-trade list. So, I mean, he has the power there. The Pens, they've got some work to do. And they're still paying Jack Johnson for another 2 years. Fucking Christ. Thanks, JR. Thanks a lot for that, JR. I absolutely appreciate that. Yep, Danny states rumor Stamkos going to Nashville. That has been confirmed. Ooh, Dylan Hollowell going to Pittsburgh, huh? That's actually a decent buy low candidate. Hollowell didn't really work out in Edmonton. But, I mean, that's the kind of deal that it does work. Ooh, Erlinson is reporting Hedman's close to a 4x8, or like an 8x4, I should say. 4 years, $8 million, which is, honestly, what Stamkos got. So here's your question. Do you want Stamkos or Hedman? Yeah, but Joe Leff, I mean, they did overpay on Zadorov and Lindholm. But, I mean, they needed center depth more than the wings. That's with Boston. I mean, you have Pasta. I mean, DeBruske's gone, but, I mean, you traded DeBrusk for defensive help there. So it more or less depends on if you can get that help. And Marchand's going to be a free agent, too, and I think they're going to want to keep him around just for the leadership. Oh, Mac Hollowell. Okay. Toronto did have Mac Hollowell, so Dubas does know him. So I'm wondering if it was Holloway, but, yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. You would want Hedman. Hedman offers more intangibles. He has more value on that back end for 8x4. Stamkos is a great player. But the thing with Stamkos is defense is much more valuable. Yeah, Solstice, I mean, if they trade Marner, like, you are getting a much depressed value than what his talent offers. You're going to be selling low. So I don't know if Toronto does that unless he forces his way out and says, no, I don't want an extension, just trade me. That's the only way. Yep, Matt Grzelcyk is a Penguin. 2.75 for one. I mean, that's a lot of money for Grzelcyk, but it's only 1 year. That's the kind of deal the Pens are getting, man. Matt Grzelcyk. Grzelcyk is a solid player, but it's, yeah. Steph the Phobia of Slayer. Holy shit, when did Boston bring back Chiarelli as GM? Also, what do you think of Dylan and Pesci to my Devils? They need defensive help. They needed defensive help badly, Steph. Like, their defense was horrible, their goaltending was horrible, and they need big burly bodies, which is what Pesci and Dylan are. Pesci had a rough year last year, but they're trying to hope he bounces back. Dylan, big burly body, physical presence. That's what gets paid in free agency. Big burly, crease-clearing, physical bodies on defense. Third-pairing guys. That's why they're getting $3.5, $4 million. That's why Zadorov got $5. Oh, B. Dangles, thoughts and rumors and players do not want to deal with Buffalo. Buffalo's been terrible for a long time. They don't want to go to a losing culture. You're going to have to overpay. Same thing that happened with Atlanta. For a long time, they had to overpay really bad players. Same thing with Columbus. It's why they paid Sean Monahan $5 million for 5 years. You have to pay more if you are a losing franchise. That's just how life goes. And John Burns, is this dumber than the Colorado Rockies deal? I mean, dude, Chris Bryant never made any fucking sense for Colorado. And the fact that he's terrible just made it even worse. And I got to move back up because I am so far behind on the Super Chats. Strawberry, Goodbranson 4x4 or Zadorov 6x5? Oh. Ooh, well, you can argue Goodbranson did get you Johnny Gaudreau. That is a tough call. Ooh, Goodbranson at a 4x4 is Zadorov at a 5x6. Oh, that is hard. I want to say Goodbranson, but Zadorov is a better defenseman than Goodbranson. Oh, boy. Wait, the Celtics are going to be up for sale. Wow. Talk about cashing out. Whew. I mean, dude, it's you're going to be paying $4 billion. I mean, $5-6 billion, maybe more for the Celtics. Casey DeSmith got $3 million for 1 year. That's not bad work. I mean, you're probably looking at a replacement for Wedgwood, so he's your backup. I think that's a fair deal for DeSmith. Yep. 3 years by 1, not 1 by 3. That's actually a really good deal for DeSmith. I mean, DeSmith is a solid backup. You're getting him for $1 million for 3 years. That's solid. Yeah, Yakov Trenin got $3.5 million. So I'm going to be honest here. I'd rather have Warren Fogle than Yakov Trenin. And I like Yakov Trenin. But Fogle, I think, offers more scoring presence. Airborne G2, go to Puckpedia. Zach Hain, I did mention that as well. With Cap Friendly going dark, what's the Cap Friendly outside? Puckpedia is the one. Puckpedia. So, I will do this. That is the big one. And Washington is buying out Cap Friendly and is fucking bullshit because I think I know the real reason why Washington's doing this. And let me highlight this for a second here. This is why. Pierre-Luc Dubois, $8.5 million. Tom Wilson, $6.5 million for Tom Wilson in his early 30s with a very physical body. I mean, Rasmus Sandin's a really good deal. Strome's a really good deal. I mean, Oshie's at least almost gone. But Backstrom, he's done. Logan Thompson, he's going to be a UFA. Kuznetsov, you're retaining salary there. So this is why the Capitals bought Cap Friendly. Shit like this right here. Yeah, Mac Hollowell is he's gonna be like compete in camp for a role. That's Mac Hollowell. Wait, that's 5.25 for Fogle? Oh my god. Yeah, it's not 3.5 for 5. It's 5.25. At least the term's short. I mean, I guess I'd rather have Fogle for 3 than Jake DeBrusk for 7. But, LA is, I'm sorry, LA. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah. Brian McCullum is sending SUVs to his house. No, Leonsis is sending SUVs to my house, dude. The Caps will eliminate you. Yeah. Ooh, Sports Talk Chud for 5. No matter what the Leafs do with Marner, that whole ordeal will be an embarrassment. Either cap hell or Kessel 2.0. I mean, that's the price you pay, man. It would be a lot more palatable if they went deep in the playoffs at least once. They haven't. They've only won 1 playoff series under the core 4. I think the flat cap really fucked them. It fucked them. Straight up. Troy Keegan just joined. Caps just landed Chitrin, Manjapane, Logan Thompson, PLD, and Matt Roy. Your thoughts? They're trying to keep the window open. Draisaitl to the London Knights. Yep, Wedgwood to Nashville. Solid backup, but I'm trying to think because I know, like, I think they had Riddick there for a bit. Oh, no, they had Kevin Lankinen. Riddick was in LA. But I'm surprised. They're keeping Askarov in the minors for a bit. So Askarov becomes a trade chip, or they become a 1-2 tandem in the future. Because I really thought Askarov was going to be moved up, and Saros would have been traded to New Jersey for a unbelievable haul. Yeah, man, pretty sure that's a typo. It better be a fucking typo. Because 5.25 for Fogle. Yeah, this is definitely a typo. Yeah, Joey Anderson is not getting $8 million. Joey Anderson is not getting an $8 million cap hit. So, TSN, you're fucking drunk. I think it's 1.6 cap for Joey, or it could be 800,000. Yeah, that's probably what happened. They meant 800K, not 8 million. William Lagesson. Yeah, so yeah, Joey Anderson is not getting $8 million. Joey Anderson is not getting paid more than Jacob Slavin. Yeah, it's 800,000. Yeah, TSN is definitely drunk. Justin, Clayton Keller. I thought it was a rough deal when they signed him because they signed him for an idea. He's blossomed into a $7 million player. It's a lot easier to swallow now that Keller is playing up to an ability and with the cap going up. Like, there were a lot of rumors of, like, Marner for Keller in a first. I don't know if Utah would do that without an extension. Stefan Nason for 2.75 by 3. I mean, that's the kind of deal going around. Stefan Nason, I remember, former Penguin waiver claim. I mean, Nason's really come around. I mean, same deal that Amadio got. That's the going rate. Toffoli 6 by 4. That's actually a bargain for Tyler Toffoli. Oh, A-Rod, do you think Tampa's a worse team? I mean, they do have McDonough instead of Sergachev. I think that's a downgrade. The question is, do you think Jake Gensel is an upgrade over Stamkos? I don't know. I really don't know. And Wedgwood for 2 years, $1.5 million. I mean, I'd rather have DeSmith. But DeSmith is $1 million. Wedgwood's a solid goalie. Oh, Beaksters, what name did you vote for Utah's name? I like Utah Yeti. I think the alliteration is solid for it. So, let Mike Greer cook. I mean, he just wanted to get out of those big contracts. Yep, Grizzlick has been confirmed. Justin for 10 Canadian. I'm surprised Utah's quiet. I thought they would spend like crazy with the cap space. I think they overspent for Sergachev. I like Moser and the picks going, but Geeky was too much. They traded Geeky because they have such a glut of young forwards in that system. You have Genther, Josh Doan. You have Logan Cooley. They still have hope for Barrett Hayton. That's why. so they could afford to get rid of a guy like a Connor Geekie, even though Connor Geekie can be really fucking good. They need a back-end defenseman. They haven't had a headliner since both Chychrun and OEL left. And OEL was on a deep decline. Ooh. Zypher is for 5. What the fuck are the Stars doing? We're seriously going to be rolling out a defensive 4 or 5 left shots after we missed out on all the good right shot demon. They're keeping their young guys around. And, I mean, you kept Duchesne. I think that's a really good deal for 1 year, especially to try and get back to the Cup. I like the DeSmith deal. So I think they don't have much space to work with. That's the thing. Declan Sports Desk. I've been looking forward to this free agent stream for a while. Thank you for increasing my interest in hockey. Go Kings go, dude. Now with those contracts they're giving out, I mean, Joel Edmondson for $4 million a year, or 3.8 for 4. I think it's better than good Branson's, I guess. Oh, okay. The Kraken have signed Chandler Stevenson. Woo! How much are they paying him? It's got to be at least $8 million. Chandler Stevenson's really good. And to be honest, if it's $8 million, I'd rather have Chandler Stevenson than Elias Lindholm. But, wait, AAA. I thought Amadio was 2.75 for 3. And Gregor is going to the Sens. But Chandler Stevenson will be joining Brandon Montour. Well, A-Rod, they probably will be signing Kucherov. He's going to get over $10 million. He'll probably be getting like 12. The Stars at Bixel, $6 million. I mean, if you look at Chandler Stevenson, let's look this up, because Chandler Stevenson, he's not getting $6 million. Chandler Stevenson is 30 years old. He's a top 6 forward. Elias Lindholm got 7.75. He's getting $7-8 million for 7 years. I mean, cup tax too, because Chandler Stevenson was really good in that cup run. And, I mean, Seattle's been trying to fix their center woes. I mean, they still have Matty Beniers, still have Shane Wright. Beniers had a bit of a slump last year. Shane Wright's still developing. No, I don't care about it not responding. Fuck your ads. I don't give a shit. Suck my... No, I don't care about the not responding. Fuck off and suck my... Ugh. See if Friedman's updated anything here. Yeah, no real trades. Aston Reese, that's a solid deal for Vegas. Vanilla 4th liner, vet minimum. It's a fair deal. Let's see here. Friedman, anything else here? Yep, Nason, the 2.7 by 3, the Amadio deal. Sean Walker to Carolina. Ooh. That's a really good deal for Carolina. That's why they let Shea go. Sean Walker, analytical darling, really good in Philadelphia and LA. But I want to see the contract first. Because Sean Walker, at the right hit, if he's getting $6 million, that's a decent get. But it depends on how much the term is. Yep, Amadio, 2.6. I mean, there's a lot going on, kids. There is a lot going on. To Capitals friendly, Canucks L. Jared McCann, yep, they do. Oh, Matt Summerton. The Canes are apparently plotting Sean Walker. And Patrick Hamels, Edmonton is all in, but 7 by 6.25. 6.25 isn't terrible. I thought it'd be 7 or 8. But 6.25 for Stevenson, I mean, 7 years, that is the going rate. I would rather have Stevenson than Elias Lindholm at 7.75. Will Flint, oh, dude, if Corey Perry goes to Pittsburgh, we're going to the Cup. I mean, that's fair value for Chandler Stevenson if it's 6.25 mil for 7. Dude, big contract in the NHL is over $10 million. There have been no $10 million deals. There have been a couple 9s, Sam Reinhart, Jake Gensel, but no really, really big deals. Oh, Jared Schreckengas, the Capitals have signed Matt Roy, $5.25 million. Yep, Friedman is confirming 6.25. which is a fair deal. It's not a horrific overpayment, which I was expecting, especially once Elias Lindholm got 7.75. Yeah, that's not terrible. That is not terrible. No confirmation otherwise. Ooh, Luke Hebert for 2. Best player you can see the Pens bring in, Matt Grzelcyk. I mean, they don't have much cap space. Connor Cahill for 5, signing the Jake DeBrusk. I must admit, I didn't see that coming. I'm hoping for him to work efficiently with Petey on the wing. Thanks, Boston. Yeah, I mean, roll with him and Besser. Hey, he's the kind of glue that can make that line work. I just don't know if I'd pay him 7 years. He's very inconsistent. Miss GS for 2. I didn't know that Mormons liked hockey, dude. Utah is, they're hungry for a team. So, I mean, dude, the NHL, if you're a local team, I mean, if you're run competently, I mean, look at Florida. They struggled for a long time. They were a punching bag. Yep, 10 million's like 30 plus for the NBA. No, 10 million's like 40 for the NBA. And 20 for baseball. Yep, Wedgwood's there too. Justin Solomita, Puck PDS, Cap Friendly's replacement, go there. Yep, I will go there in the future. I'm already Cap Friendly. I'm lazy. Justin for 5 Canadian. As an Ottawa's fan who was excited for Ullmark, should I be worried about them trading Chychrun? Is Jensen as good a replacement for him? Jensen is a second pairing defenseman. Analytical darling for a long time. It's more to make the cap situation work. It's more for the 3rd round pick. I think the thing with Chychrun is that they weren't going to be able to extend him. They made a big gamble. It didn't work out. And Chychrun, he hasn't made that jump to a headlining defenseman as a lot of people were expecting. I think that's what it is. Oh, J-Row, the Owls are the Owls because Lou Lamoriello wasn't welcome from his nap. Which means I need to shitpost. Yeah, like, that's the thing with the Islanders. They're in a weird spot because this is not a cup contending team the way it is. I mean, I figured they would have done something else. I mean, they do have a core, but your core's starting to expire. I mean, Paul Mary's probably gone. Brock Nelson's going to be gone. You have Romanov and Dobson are going to be paid big bucks. I mean, Holmstrom, Wallstrom. I mean, Holmstrom and Wallstrom have been very disappointing, but still, it's... And they're still paying Rick DiPietro a buyout too. So yeah, 5 more years of Rick DiPietro. My voice is getting tired. I'm gonna need another drink soon. But no, Swardwote. Is there anyone failing this day more than the Buffalo Sabres? Jason Zucker's not a bad get for 1 year. I don't like that they traded a 2nd round pick for Beck Malenstein. I don't. And the thing is, with the Sabres, they're looking more in that young core that they are investing in free agents right now. So I think that's the thing. Drunk Monkey for 2. Your thoughts on the past days for the Habs? They're doing okay. I love that they got Ivan Demidov. I think that's going to be a piece that really works out well with Suzuki and maybe Slavkovsky. Depends on if they separate him or not. AL for 5. It's free agency season, dude. My favorite day of the year, man. Favorite day of the year. Jamie Sapochnikov, what can the Stars do to get over the top? Development. More or less, let Harley keep developing. Jason Robertson really keep coming into his own. I mean, health for guys like Sagan, Rope Hintz. That's what I would say. Saturn Otaku for 20. My jaw about hit the floor when I saw Stamkos and Marchessault in Nashville and Montour in Seattle. And a little more too. Chandler Stevenson in Seattle and Brady Shea. So Nashville will not be raising the banner because they did not get Chandler Stevenson. But it's close. Zabuma for 10. Much love from Miami, Florida. Love you too, dude. Love you guys for joining in. 1,500 people watching this shit. Dude, that's amazing. I love y'all. Love y'all. Justin for 5 Canadian. Speaking of Meruelo, do you hear he's forcing the Roadrunners to move his arena he's building on his casino in Reno in a few years? I have heard that. He was looking to play 6 games in Mullet Arena, but he's pulled it back. Meruelo only cared about the sports license and the casino in Arizona. That's all he cared about. That's all he wanted. That's why he bought the Coyotes. And, I mean, I'm surprised the NHL didn't see that. I mean, he ran it like a fucking shit show. And it was just shit. Golf King, I don't know if the Blues have any cap space. Well, sometimes in that situation, the best move is to not make a move until later. Because with the Blues, they actually do have cap space. I'm more or less surprised the Islanders haven't done anything yet. Yeah, the Ducks have a lot of space to work with. The Sabres do. But they're going to have to overpay for guys. I'm trying to find where the Islanders are here. Yeah, they have $5 million in cap space. I'm surprised they haven't tried to flip anyone or make moves. He hasn't done anything this offseason, which is a Lou Lamoriello. It's frustrating. Yeah, I mean, Capitals are about done. They're probably going to put Backstrom on LTIR. That'll clear up that cap space. The Maple Leafs have nothing. I mean, they're probably putting a couple guys on LTIR. Canucks don't have much there. So Caps do have to make another move. They have 3.6 in the cap. So who are you putting in LTIR? Who are you trading? Are you trading Oshie for scraps? Or are you trading someone else? No, I don't care. Fuck you. Get this. No, I don't want these fucking ads. If you want, give me an ad. Give me one for SeatGeek or some shit. Use code TREE, save $20 off your first purchase. Sorry, you didn't expect the shameless shill? You're getting one, baby. J-Row Sports, why do we put up with Lou Lamoriello? Because he won cups with the Devils. Reputation, baby. Ooh, Taro Tsuchimoto going to Seattle. Ooh. Mark C., what are the Rangers doing? Probably trying to save money for the Shitstravaganza deal. Max Jones going to Boston, bottom sixer. Yep, Max Jones probably only getting like $1 million. Max Jones didn't really develop in Anaheim, still has bottom six snarl. He's probably your Dayton Heinen replacement, your Patrick Maroon replacement. He's that kind of guy. Travis Noel, happy Bobby Bonilla Day to all observe. Dude, Bobby Bonilla Day is fantastic. I love Bobby Bonilla Day. Goldney for 10. What do you think Utah should adopt as a name for their hockey club? I would go with Blizzard for rivalry's sake against Colorado. My thing is, with Blizzard, it's too similar. So I think there's going to be an issue there. I like Yeti. I like Utah Yeti for the alliteration. Utah HC, I mean, it would make it more like a soccer club, which, I mean, is the European way to do things. So I'm not truly against Utah HC. But it mostly depends. Big Tiger for 5. Seeing Marchessault in another jersey is going to be so cursed, but he will forever be a legend to me. Thank you, Marchie. Dude, Marchessault was in Florida for a year. He was in Columbus. He was in Tampa. So, I mean, one of the original Misfits. It's going to hurt, but Marchessault is going to get paid. And with Vegas, I mean, they made their decision by extending the likes of Stone and Jack Eichel. I mean, you have a cup. And Barbashev, too. Barbashev was the big thing. And remember, Noah Hannafin is still on the table. So Hannafin's going to get $5-6 million. Maybe more. And with Hannafin, I mean, with these rates, he's going to get 7 years. So who wants to pay Hannafin that much? Ooh, Ryan Lomberg's going back home to Calgary. Okay. John Scott to Utah. Matt Dumba going to Dallas. Matt Dumba isn't what he is. Yeah, Lomberg got $2 million. He got the same as the Stenley. It's the cup tax. Lomberg is a great energy guy. I wouldn't pay him $2 million a year. And Matt Dumba, like, Is Dumba going to get $3-4 million or is he going to be less? Because Matt Dumba is not the same as he was. If this were 2020, he'd be getting $6 million. Now, Hannafin already got a contract. You're right. Fuck, I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. There's too much going on. That's my bad. I'm sorry. So Hannafin did get extended. Losing my mind. And I mentioned Hannafin getting extended. What the fuck am I doing? Jesus. Too much movement going on. Well, Beaks, your 7-year contracts scare you because, I mean, Johnny Gaudreau hasn't worked out. Craig Tucker for 5. Tree, thoughts on Buffalo so far this offseason? They're trusting in their youth. They have their core mostly extended. You're hoping for goaltending. They're trying to shore up their bottom 6. Lafferty for $2 million for 2 years. Solid deal. Second round pick for Beck Malenstein. I don't know if I'd do that for Beck Malenstein. Ooh, Anthony Ruggiero for 2. I root for the Ducks. Can you do the laugh for me? I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I mean, who are you going to overpay this year to get under the cap floor? Or over the cap floor? I mean, you overpaid Killorn last year. But in terms of free agent signings, like, are you overpaying Duclair? Are you overpaying Brendan, Sean Walker? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Sorry, there's too much action going on. Cam Atkinson, like, do you bring back Henrique? Tarasenko, do you pay him like the big bucks? I mean, Victor Olofsson, like, he'd be a good buy low candidate for someone. I mean, Olofsson just had a really bad year last year, but I think Olofsson, I like him on the Penguins as a middle 6 option. I think Olofsson is a great bounce back candidate. LeBanc, I'm not so sure about. I'd rather have Olofsson. But LeBanc is like, he had some really good years in San Jose, didn't just play down to his potential. It was a really weird year. Tyson Berry's a free agent. Klingberg he's done. Beauvillier would be a decent, $2.5 million a year guy. Shane Gostisbehere is going to get money. Roslovic, I mean, he's frustrating. Suter got bought out too. So it mostly depends. Akon. Sorry, I have to move up. I am so far behind on Super Chats. I'm sorry, guys. As a Canes fan, this has been one of the worst days of my life. Do you have any saving words of grace for us Canes fans at this dying hour? You're potentially getting Sean Walker. And, I mean, Jacob Slavin, at that rate, solid extension piece. Carl Singleton, Blues fan, can we win another cup before we have to blow it up? If you have the right momentum, anything's possible, dude. I mean, it mostly depends. Zach Young for 5. Tree, how do you think San Jose will be with Celebrini and Will Smith joining the team? I think they'll be better. They're still going to be pretty bad, but you're going to have hope. That's the thing with something like a Celebrini and Will Smith. Yeah, Conehead, like, Klingberg is done. Like, he's injured. Brady Tkachuk to the Devils. Yeah, I wish. That'd actually be hilarious. Oh, Leaf Offstead, do one of those spaces? Maybe, I could. I'll consider that. That wouldn't be a bad idea to do, like, another call-in segment. I actually liked doing that last year. Justin for 5, you think Clayton Keller is as good as Marner? I did mention about that. I think I did mention that earlier, but as good as Marner, but with the $7.1 million cap hit. But I think Marner is more talented than Keller. But in terms of, like, cap hit, I think they're about equal. Carl Singleton, in what circumstances is it acceptable to be a St. Louis Blues fan if you're from Houston? If you're like Gloria, you don't have a hockey team yet. I mean, the Arrows, back with the WHA and the IHL days. But it's acceptable. You're a free agent, man. Until Houston gets a team, you're free. Zach Hain, Tree with Cap Friendly going dark in a few days. What will be the new Cap Friendly-esque site for hockey free agency? Or rather, what do you think will be the new Cap Friendly? Puckpedia. I had mentioned this earlier, Zach, but it is Puckpedia. Erock 2020. Ooh, this is an interesting question. I'm about to buy a $300 Red Wings jersey. What Hockey Town legend jersey would you choose? I mean, you could go Fedorov, Steve Yzerman. If you want to go really off the board, Alex Del Vecchio. Gordie Howe would be a solid one too. But Lidstrom, I mean, I would go Lidstrom. I love Lidstrom. Lidstrom was a great player, but that would be my pick, Nick Lidstrom. Ooh, Jotaro Kujo is Toronto cooking. I mean, maybe with Greece. Alan Nadeau, Celtics being sold. Do not sell to Fenway Sports. No, Alan. Alan, look at me. You're going to accept FSG as your owner, and you're going to like it. You're going to like that really shitty scorebug they have. Penguins had to do the same fucking thing. Kevin Wong. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. James Amadei, I'm ready for the scheduled release for the NHL. They are going to release it tomorrow at noon. Konstantinov's a good one. Ooh, Ted Lindsay. That's a under-the-radar one. Shanahan. Ooh, Rasmus to Florida. Which Rasmus are we talking about here? There are a bunch of different Rasmuses in the NHL. Obviously, it ain't Ristolainen. It's not Sandin. Are we talking about former Buffalo player? Are we talking that Rasmus? Not Ristolainen. I'm talking about sure. Ooh, Howe or Larkin? That's interesting. Hyperplex. They only got Penn's only got Matt Grzelcyk. Ilya Lyubushkin to Dallas. That's the kind of guy who might be getting a lot of money because, you know, crease clearer, big body. So it's potential. Datsuk would be a good one. Ooh, Verbeek. That's an interesting choice for Detroit. I see him as more of a Whaler or Devil or even a Star. Not as a Red Wing. Probert would be an interesting one. Oh, Rasmus Asplund. That's what I'm thinking of. Aho for Aho. Sebastian Aho for Sebastian Aho. No, we need both Sebastian Ahos on the same team, man. Josh Brown, 3-year deal for the Oilers with $1 million. That's fair. I mean, Josh Brown is a seventh defenseman. Tanner Lisinski, I believe he was a former Seattle Kraken expansion pick. 2 years, $775,000. So probably minor league depth, maybe a couple cups of coffee here and there. Aqua Gamer Sean Shanley, off topic, but thoughts on the Steelers offseason so far? I'm okay with it. I'm going to be honest, I wanted them to make major changes, and they have. I mean, they went after the guys I hate or mocked all the time, but, I mean, they did what I asked them to do. Hey, Paul Coffey had a few really solid years for the Red Wings, man. But I think you're thinking of like somebody like a Steve Duchesne or a Luc Robitaille or a Brett Hull. Like those guys who were very briefly Red Wings. But Robitaille and Hull do have cups with the Wings. And the Oilers run on Jeff Skinner. Definitely makes sense. Yep. Oh, MKI, Borja Salming. Him and Bernie Fedorko. I want to say, I think Marcel Dion was also a Red Wing. Marcel Dion would be an interesting one, too. Matt Dumba got $3.75 million. Yeah, that's standard rate for a third-pairing defenseman. Matt Dumba at this rate for $3.75 mil. Yeah. Ooh, another good Red Wings jersey, Tomas Holmstrom. That dude was a beast. Love Holmstrom. Mike Modano, Danny Alfredson. Sam Steele is back in Dallas, 1 year, $1.2 million, which, I mean, they just wanted him cheaper. Sam Steele's a solid fourth-line center. So, yeah, Asplund, Lomberg got $2 million. Dumba got 3.5. Garnet Hathaway got 2.4. Once again, standard rate for a guy like Hathaway. I mean, that's a lot of money for Garnet Hathaway, even if it's only 2 years. It's, yeah, Chandler Stevenson, that's a fair rate. Sorry, I'm a little parched from all the shit posting and the talking. Riley Smith to the Rangers being discussed. Yeah, David Legwand. Eric Cole. There's an obscure name. Only played a couple games and suffered a career-ending injury. Franzen Larionov's a good one. Dino Ciccarelli. It's another really good one. Reed Larson. Rick Green. Tim Cheveldae. James Lindsley, Jazz has Danny Ainge as GM now. Jazz will be 2027 NBA champions. They're on the right track. I mean, they've got a lot of draft picks. A lot of capital to work with. James Lindsley, happy Bobby Bonilla day tree. Go Kaya. Oh, wait. Yeah, I mean, at least Marijuelo's gone. I mean, they were done the moment they lost Tempe. And Rangav, sad to lose Stammer. How is Jake? Jake is a solid player. Really good offensive weapon, great on the power play, solid shot, great playmaker. Not really that good defensively, but you're getting him for his offensive talents. He should make magic happen with Kucherov. But I don't know if I pay him $9 million for 7 years. I just don't know. But that's the price you're going to pay. Yep, Vincent Penn's working on extending Crosby. I'm not surprised by that. Albert Kubel, 1.5 to 1 to Sabres. That's okay-ish. Albert Kubel, 1 year, it's fair enough. The lad for 5. Who do you think so far is overpaid and underpaid so far? Oh, nobody's really underpaid. You're just getting better value for these kind of deals. I like the Carrier deal for Carolina. Slavin solid. I want to see what Sean Walker gets in free agency. Overpaid? You are looking right at Sean Monahan. You are looking right at Nikita Zadorov, Elias Lindholm. Those are your three biggest overpays right now. In terms of term and length. DeBrusk a little bit too, but I'd rather have DeBrusk than Lindholm. Especially since Chandler Stevenson got 6.25. Okay. Oh, whoa. Lou Lamoriello finally woke up. Duclair is going to the Islanders on a 4-year deal. Ooh. All we had to do was wake up Lou from his siesta. And he finally did. I have to shitpost in this glorious occasion. Tanner Lashinsky, Casey Smith. Where are you seeing the Duclair news? Stamkos, Chris Johnston, Dumba. Yeah, that's way too much for Dumba. That's going rate for third pairing defenseman, but Matt Dumba has fallen off a cliff, and he doesn't even have that puck clearing ability. You're hoping for a bounce back, I guess. That's really about it, but I'm not so sure about that. See if Drager's reported on it. Yeah, Edmondson, very likely. Yeah, 3.85 for 4, but that's a lot of money being thrown around for Joel Edmondson. Here's my question. Would you rather have Edmondson for 4 years, 3.85, or Matt Dumba for 3.75? There's your question. Because, if it were in a vacuum, only 2 years, I'd pick Edmondson for the puck clearing ability. But those extra 2 years, they're probably going to be pretty rough. Josh Hubbard for 2 just joined, probably said, but the Preds are cooking. Oh, dude, they have some old pieces, but they're. Sulu, Tanev helped Hughes and Heiskanen. He'll help Riley if he stays healthy, Sulu. That's the thing with something like Sulu. So you don't have to spam it repeatedly, just to let you know. But otherwise, as I said, it's a 6-year deal. That's the thing with somebody like a Tanev. That's why it's tough. And Shiv, it's not a bot. It's just he just wants his answer right. I understand that. It's all good. Even with the delay. Michael Reyes. Sorry, I have to answer. Blake just ignoring the biggest needs for LA. With Blake, it's just he's just throwing shit at the billboard hoping something sticks. You got a goalie in Kemper. He's an upgrade over what you had. Is he that much of an upgrade? He's starting caliber. He won a cup. I mean, he got rid of the Pierre-Luc Dubois contract, but you should have made that trade for Hellebuck last year. And I said that last year. Dubois was not the kind of guy you needed because of the depth. But Joel Edmondson, I mean, big, burly, physical defenseman. But not for 4 years. Nick Shanna, if the Waddell era in Columbus doesn't result in at least a conference finals appearance, is it time to start blaming J.P. McConnell? I mean, I'm surprised you haven't blamed him already. I haven't been that crazy about Waddell because what happened in Atlanta. Ooh, Gustafsson to Detroit. Okay, that's an interesting buy low candidate. Eric Gustafsson. Or Gustafsson, I should say. Gustafsson's a little different, but Gustafsson is an interesting piece. Riley Smith to the Rangers gaining steam. So this is probably a cap dump, if my guess, because Riley Smith just didn't really fit with the Penguins. Like, I get the idea of going for him, but it's just like, are you taking on a salary in return? Are we taking on Jacob Trouba and his elbow? What's going on? Justin Silverman for 20. Apparently Stamkos wanted $5 million in Tampa. Oh, ooh. So he wanted a discount, but here's the thing. You brought in McDonough. You traded Sergachev. Breezeball was going for Jake Gensel. That's why. Riley Smith's going to the Rangers? Okay. That makes sense. Riley Smith just never panned out in Pittsburgh. And Duclair going to the Isles. I need to see the actual cap hit. I need to check this real quick. Nothing about... Yeah, Teuvo Teravainen back in Chicago. Gustafsson 2x2. That's not bad. For Gustafsson, that's a fair deal. For his offensive power. Like, he had a couple good years. I think $2 million's fair. They have a big contract for Josh Brown. Yeah, Josh Brown. Sorry, I have to shitpost. Sorry, my voice is getting a little dry. Or analytics department's but yeah, Matt Grzelcyk is they're trying for the bounce back candidate. I mean, at least it's 1 year. I am totally coping right now, but yeah. I think they're hoping for this instead of this. But yeah. It just goes to show how fast somebody can decline in the NHL. Yeah, Gustafsson, like, I mean, that's a solid piece. I mean, for $2 million, that's a solid deal. Albert Kubel, okay. Brendan Smith got 1 year. I mean, a lot better at $1 million than the contract he was getting from the Rangers. And Dumba, he just fell off a cliff. I mean, but yeah, but not for 2 years. Not for 2 years. Yeah, Lundberg, same thing. He's getting $2 million as an energy forward. Garnet Hathaway. I mean, it's Garnet Hathaway. Chandler Stevenson, I'm surprised his analytics are that bad. But I mean, as I said, I'd rather have him at that cap hit than Elias Lindholm at his. I mean, but we'll see. I thought he'd be getting 7 or 8. Jonathan Bordeaux, thoughts on New Orleans might get an AHL team soon? I think you've got a lot better candidates than New Orleans right now. I mean, you have Houston, Kansas City, potentially Milwaukee, Omaha, Atlanta, even Phoenix. So, Portland, if they get the stadium right, but I don't think they're going to get anything. I mean, hell, Quebec has been, like, hammering shit, but it's, okay, multi-year deal for Sean Walker, $5 million plus a year, which is about what I expected for Sean Walker. It depends on how much the term and the length is. Yeah, Sulu. Oh, Grizzlick is just, yeah, Grizzlick is definitely falling off. K-Rod25, I was hearing rumors about Pinto possibly going to the Owls as Lou is working on a trade. Possible. Depends what they're going to get for Pinto. You probably could get him for a second or third round pick right now just because his value is just so depressed. Especially if Ottawa has to make a deal. Wooly Weiss, the Blackhawks made some good moves. I think they overpaid for Bertuzzi. But otherwise, Teravainen, welcome back to Chicago. But, I mean, you had to pay a bit. But, yes, it looks like Riley Smith is going to be a Ranger. Yeah, Lou finally woke up. Adam Wetstein for $279 Canadian. As long as the ML do badly, I'm happy, yeah. The Maple Leafs, oh, dude, that's all of Canada right now, man. And Wooly Weiss, Glenn Hall, Chris Draper, or Brett Hull. Ooh, solid picks. Draper's a very good pick. I remember, I think he got traded from Winnipeg for $1, if I remember correctly. That was a really damn good trade by Detroit, if I say so myself. Justin for $5 Canadian. Think Brady Tkachuk will want out of Ottawa soon, like Matt with Calgary. He says he's tired of losing and going home in April, and Matt won the cup. Very possible if they don't win this year. Remember, DeBrincat, they tried bringing him in, did not work out. It depends. Yep, Karneshwar. Yep. Riley Smith to the Rangers. Yep, Xavier. Oshie's going on LTIR too? I know Backstrom is, so that's clear. Yeah, Patrick Hamos, the Islanders have confirmed a 4-year deal. I'm not sure about the hit, though. Kyle Kalkusik, Clone Sullivan, and David Quinn for Reardon's replacement. His time in San Jose already gives me red flags. I'm going to be 90% alcohol by the end, am I? Yeah, I mean, he wasn't good for the Rangers either. It's fun. Ooh, Joman Foosball, Trouba to the Pens is my personal 9/11. Dude, it was good Branson and Jack Johnson. Come on, it's not JR. Dude, if we get Trouba, I don't know how I'm going to react. Okay, a second and a fifth for Riley Smith. It's better than I expected. I thought it'd be like a second or a third in general. A second and a fifth is fair. I mean, with Riley Smith, it's just... I mean, it's just... no Trouba, which is thank God, but I mean, they're freeing up space. I think they're going to go after somebody like a Jeff Skinner. I think they're going to... Tarasenko, I don't think he really fits the Pens, but Tarasenko is out there. I think he'll probably get another mercenary 1-year deal, get traded at the deadline. And Duclair is an Islander, and he does fit Lamoriello's system. Chase Coyote, long live the Coyotes. Hate Utah and Alex the Con Artist. Also, what team should I root for now? Vegas, Utah, Dallas. The Tucson Roadrunners, but they might be moving to Reno. Let's see. Cult of Carl, RNG podcast. I love what Davidson's doing in Chicago. It should be fun to watch actually this year, especially with Hall coming back. Dude, I mean, yeah, Taylor Hall had a rough injury. Hopefully he can get back to form. I agree with that. Tarasenko to the Rangers would make a lot of sense. I mean, they were looking at Patrick Kane potentially going back to the Rangers, but nothing there. And X-Brick, yeah, Bertuzzi, I mean... The thing with Bertuzzi is he's very inconsistent. When he's on, he's a good forward, but when he's invisible, he's just... It happened in Detroit, it happened in Boston, it happened with Toronto. He's very hot and cold. That's why I think it's an overpayment. Oh, Beaksters, will we get another Mighty Number 9 style video? I mean, the problem with gaming is it's just so oversaturated these days. Like, I wouldn't be against doing gaming videos, but it's more or less just trying to find the right topic for it. And especially with, I mean, a lot of lackluster titles coming out, a lot of flops. It's just like I'm just sitting around waiting for a video game crash. I've mostly been playing either older games or independent games. Like, I'm not really playing many AAA titles for that reason. Oh, Jose Montez, the Rangers have done something. They traded for Riley Smith a couple moments ago. And Tree, you forgot the #1 rule with Lou. He only makes moves when not expected to make a move. Everyone had to think he was asleep before the contract could be signed. I mean, he woke up from his afternoon nap, made a negotiation with Anthony Duclair, called it a day. Yep, and they're mentioning Riley Smith going to the Rangers, which is going to be a really good answer on Puck Doku in about 10, 20 years. Riley Smith 1-year deal. Ooh, Shitstravaganza, Mark Messier, Vancouver video. Vancouver Canucks legacy of failure. the sloppy seconds of Mark Messier, and never, ever forget, they had the chance for Wayne Gretzky, but they wanted an answer from him at 1 in the fucking morning. That's why he went to the Rangers. Definitely so, man. When I see Mike Farino, I think it's like the character from GTA San Andreas, Mike Torino. I keep getting that name. You're like a super secret agent. You're gonna free my brother Sweet from jail after I do a bunch of weird shit for you. He just keeps everyone quiet so we can announce it. Yep. I am me. What did the Panthers do? I mean, you have minor league system. You probably have Mackie Samoskevich. He's going to be coming up big time. You do have a couple other guys that'll you'll probably bring in more depth. You know, like more 1-year prove-it deals, like your OELs, your Kevin Stenlunds, your Ryan Lombergs. Like you haven't lost anybody truly replaceable besides Montour. But Montour or Reinhart were going to be gone, and you chose Reinhart. So I think they'll still be fine. They'll just have a bunch of prove-it deals. Like they'll get a guy like an Eric Brandstrom or like a couple of prospects that haven't really panned out. Brandstrom will probably become really good in Florida, and we'll be like, how did Ottawa let Eric Brandstrom go? I don't know, because he was in fucking Ottawa. Alcide on the topic, what games are you playing these days? Mostly older games. Like, there's a NASCAR Thunder mod that came out I've been playing a lot of. Out of the Park Baseball I've been playing a decent bit. But more or less just those titles, and just us trying to recuperate and recover in time for football season, because September is going to be balls to the wall. Labushkin bought 3 by 3.3. As I said, that's going right. I mean, Labushkin, he was the babysitter for Morgan Riley. He's not good. But $3.3 million for 3 years for Labushkin. Yeah. This is, it's definitely free agency season, man. I mean, that's the rate. Yeah, Duclair, nothing yet on term. But Trennan has been confirmed. Gilbert, Mike Riley's back. Lafferty's been confirmed. Zucker's been confirmed. Colton Huertipora, any rumors about the Oilers? The rumor is they might be in on Jeff Skinner. And they did sign Victor Arvidsson earlier, so they're looking to flesh out their middle six forward depth. OB Dangles, just immerse yourself in out of the park baseball, man. I mean, I've lost like so much time when you get really immersed in like a career mode. Oh boy. Vincent Curry, Ryan Shea's going back to Pittsburgh. Yep. Makes sense. Anthony Hauser, what do you think about the Blackhawks moves? I mean, you're fleshing your depth. I think they're slight overpayments, but I mean, you had to bring in guys for Chicago. That's really about it. I forget where Labushkin's going. Somebody mentioned it earlier. I'm trying to figure out where. I think it might be Dallas. Yep, Riley Smith has been traded to the Rangers. Dumba's going to Dallas, which is... yeah. Yeah, he's going to Dallas. But Dallas is filling up on some really questionable third-pairing defensemen. So that Matt Dumba-Labushkin pairing is a... I mean, dude, Dumba's not a good defensive player. Labushkin makes a lot of mistakes. Like, oh lord, it's gonna be something. Neo Chaos X, Celebrini aside, have the Sharks started to turn a corner? Yeah, it goes until the regular season. I mean, you have hope for once. You have Will Smith and Celebrini coming in to sign Tyler Toffoli. I mean, you just need something. That's really about it. Oh, Will Flint, Football Manager. I loved East Side Hockey Manager back in the day. Same group that made it, but Football Manager, like, it's immersive as hell. Like, I'm not really a organizational football fan, but, I mean, I hear it's very good. Original username, nobody wants him sewn up because he's inconsistent as hell. He'll be, a day, week 2 or 3 free agent signing. Like, it's like nobody else is there, we'll bring him on a 1-year deal. Duclair got 3.5, that's not bad. That is not bad for Anthony Duclair. 3.5, 4 years. You can do a lot worse. And teams have done a lot worse. It's fair. Barabule going to the Habs. Decent depth there. I mean, French-Canadian guy going for French-Canadian. Will Artem Levshunov play for the Hawks? I don't know. Depends if they can get him out of Russia. I think there's a potential, but mostly back. Oh, Weird Blue, Sharks are bringing back Pavelski. I thought he retired. So I don't think Pavelski's coming back. Unless it's for like a one-year deal or one-day deal that retires a Shark. That's the only way I can see Pavelski coming back. Because we tried this before, remember, with Marlowe. He had that one-year deal and was just a mess. Yeah. I am just going to grab something quick to drink and go to the little shit posters room. But otherwise, I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. I'll explain why I'm limping later. Kids, I'm coming. Literally. I don't know why it does this on my music, but it does it there. Ugh. Honestly, I think the chair would do well as a president. Honestly, I would listen to chair in a debate. I would vote for chair. Chair is getting more active than Shovel Day Off. I mean, Winnipeg, I don't know if they have much space right now. Remember, they signed DeMello earlier, so they don't have much to do. I agree, chair. I love the chair. Ugh. Here. Coach Peel basketball for 5. Don't know if anyone said it yet, but happy Bobby Bonilla Day tree. Any special plans? I don't know yet, Coach Peel. I'm trying to figure out what really would be the answer here, but I mean, you have to play Bobby Bonilla Day, man. Bobby Bonilla Day is the... Gotta play the Six Flags theme. I'm trying to think, do I still have the Six Flags theme? I'm not sure. I don't know if I have it on my playlist here. But it's We Love to Party is the theme song. Rangers traded Mika, Trouba, and a 25th for Crosby. Uh-huh, sure. Clint debated chair. Cannonball splash. Okay. Samsonov's going to Vegas, huh? Interesting. So, I'm guessing this is your Logan Thompson replacement. But they do have a Kira Schmid, though. So, I don't know if Samsonov's going to Vegas. Oh, thanks, SoftBank. I appreciate it. I'm not actually doing too well right now because I sprained my ankle while I was fucking weeding yesterday. Uneven terrain, and it had to go to ER yesterday. It was very fun. So I've got this little boot right here. It's hurts like fucking hell, but it's just how life goes. I'm such a brave little trooper. I'm such a good guy, but I'll probably be just sucks that I won't be able to go to the gym for at least a week or so. Well, Schmid was unqualified. I didn't know that. I thought Schmid would have been qualified. I'm guessing. Well, they just did it for Holtz more or less, but yep. Joey, they did trade Riley Smith for a second and a fifth. Yep. I am definitely going to IR. I'm probably the 15-day IR, but nothing too crazy. Boot would make a very good vice president. Dude. Chair and Boot. If I can... Twisting my ankle. See, like, Boot and Chair. This is what you can trust. It's what you trust, baby. Oh. $1.20. I mean, I have ibuprofen, but I don't know if it's really working. But it's just... As long as I keep the leg stable, I'll be fine. It's just, you know... Probably a grade 2 sprain. Fucking fun. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, it's, I gotta prep for the OnlyFans, Big Hurt. Aiden Reed, in terms of what the Devils have done, I mean, they're doing okay. I mean, they needed defensive help. And also with Markstrom, I'm not sure if he's the right goalie to get. I thought they should have gone for Saros, but with Saros being extended, I don't know what else you can do. I mean, they needed somebody. Is Vegas really going after Marner? That does sound like something Vegas would do. Yeah, D. Smith, that's a 4 to 6er. Yeah. Probably a couple weeks, and I'm not a fan of it, but it's how life goes. Hurt like hell when it happened. Wolfland, I don't follow the KHL, so I couldn't unfortunately do that. I mean, I'm expecting a big playoff run from Carter Hart. He'll probably end up going to Russia. Oh, Mohar Ikram, can you explain to non-American what happened with the debate? It was a shit show. Pure shit show. That's the best way to describe it. Oh, Neo Chaos. Oh, I won't show a thing off. It just like I had to mention it because I was limping, so that's why I mentioned it. Oh, Libby Crutchfield, Stamkos to Nashville. Oh yeah, definitely so. Sulu Leafs. Apparently, they didn't qualify Schmid. And I thought they did. Yeah. Select that, yeah. I mean, they had to. Once again, team defense and goaltending were a fucking mess. It was bad. Howling Coyote 2K1 for 8 bones. Thank you, brother. Love your channel treat, dude. Thank you. Thank you for watching, brother. I thank all of you for watching. Just to let you know, man. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. Disaffected Coyotes fan here. Meruelo sucked. Suns' legacy of failure. When? Clippers first. And Meruelo was fucking shit. He was terrible. As I said, the moment they lost Tempe was the moment they were done. Like, there was no way they were going to get it back. And especially with the land auction, like... He didn't even get the licensing for it. And I know it's bureaucratic bullshit, but I'm like, oh, I'm done. See ya. Ooh. Sprained wrist while ice skating. Oh, that sucks, man. The fortunate thing is, it's not my driving leg that got sprained, so I can still drive around, but it's just like... It's fun. Oh, Kivanicius, who's still available? Quite a bit, actually. Jeff Skinner, still available. Nate Schmidt, Atkinson, Henrique. TJ Brody, but I don't think it's going to get much. Tarasenko still out there. Tyson Berry. Mike Hoffman, who will probably get a third tour of duty with the San Jose Sharks. Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere will definitely get some good looks. Natchez, he is still available as a trade chip. Daniel Sprong. Fogel's gone. JVR is available. Roslovic, Wenberg. Like, you have a lot of pieces here, man. Justin Schultz. Shattenkirk. Tomas Tatar, but Tatar might go back to Europe. Patches. Corey Perry. So whoever signs him is going to the Cup and losing. Just to let you know. Yep, Riley Smith confirmed 2nd and 5th round pick. Hopefully he does well with the Rangers. I like Riley Smith, just never panned out with the Penguins. It's understandable, man. It happens. Stephophobia Slaver, you could put your chair on a line with Crosby and he would probably get like 20 points a season easy. He's not very mobile. I'd say 15, not 20. I mean, but he could surprise. He might do 25. You never know. He's got the wheels. Justin. You think the Panthers will push for a new downtown arena now that they won? I doubt Miami would stomach it, still having PTSD over the Marlins Stadium. I don't think they're going to move. The ownership in Florida does own the arena in Sunrise, so I don't see them moving. At least to downtown. I think they're going to stay in Sunrise. Vortex the Shark, I know nothing about the NHL. Is a friend getting me into it? What teams, players should I be watching? Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby, Cale Makar. I would go with Connor Bedard. But in terms of goalies, I would say like Ilya Sorokin, Igor Shestyorkin, or Shesterkin. Both names are technically correct. Shestyorkin, I believe, is the Russian phonetic way of saying it. Jose Saros. So you have great pieces there, man. Taylor Radish going to the Capitals. Decent low-end piece. I mean, it's a prove-it deal. Radish is a solid bottom 6 piece. Pens are retaining 25% of Riley Smith. That's fair. I mean, it's a 2nd and 5th. I expected some retention. 25% isn't terrible. Kirill Kaprizov and Kucherov. Yep, those two, absolutely. Draisaitl as well. Swiggity Swayman. And Ovi, I mean, here's the thing. Is Ovi going to be as ice cold as he was earlier in the year and during the playoffs? That's more or less. Well, D. Smith, like, he's the Canadian, he's the new Gretzky. I would say more or less. Yeah, Panthers downtown, traffic to the games would be horrendous. Yeah, I mean, that's mainly what it is. Let's go. SoftBank 47, hey Tree, look fantastic. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What's the secret to slaying Captain Fat Fuck? Happy Canada Day. Honestly, back to basics. Calories in, calories out. Focus on just clean eating. That's the way I did it last year. I mean, unfortunately with this bum ankle, it's probably not doing well for me. Cut beer too. I mean, I got to get back to that. Probably creeping up again. But, I mean, that's just summertime for you. I try to keep active. Well, I mean, keywords try. I'll be out of commission for a little bit because of just the ankle. Still pissed about that, but it's life it is. Joel Kiviranta got extended. Okay. Denver expecting any big moves from Pittsburgh? Probably another defensive piece or two. They don't have much cap space. I mean, they did get Matt Grzelcyk, but yeah. Oh, yeah, Miami definitely isn't the only city. They have Fort Lauderdale that's close. West Palm Beach. I mean, Fort Lauderdale is probably the closest one to Miami. I mean, that's why they're staying in Sunrise. Roy Batty, Trent bulky equals Kyle Dubas. I mean, I don't know if he's bulky. I mean, that's an insulting comparison to make the Dubas. I mean, Toronto loved them for a long time, and then you don't win, and you become a villain. I love Misty 1985. Tanev to Dumba. Worst downgrade ever? I mean, no. Tanev to Lyubushkin and Dumba. Dude, that Dumba, if they put Dumba and Labushkin on a third pairing together, oh god, it's gonna be fucking terrible. Hopefully they'll split them up, but they paid both of them way too much. Way too much. Blaze87B, thoughts on the B signings? Who they let go? They paid way too much. Zadorov is not worth $5 million. He had a good year last year, but I don't think he's worth that. I mean, he got the free agent tax. Elias Lindholm, 7.75 for 7. Way too much. I mean, way too much. Nick Shannon, Stupid Juice is extra potent with the cap increase. I mean, that's Stupid Juice for you. A lot of stuff there, man. Oh, Dalek, you also have a sprained ankle? Oh, dude, I mean, I wish you were from sports or practicing. It was uneven terrain when I was fucking weeding. Moral of the story, fuck weeding. It's what happens when I had overgrowth in my backyard. I try to, like, gain position. Unfortunately, it, ankle rolls, and I fell, and it hurt like fucking hell. Which is, that's a sprain. I mean, I went to ER last night, no structural or fracture damage, so no breaks, thank God, but it's just like, more or less just trying to react. Samsonov to Toronto. Really, no retention on Smith. Okay, I thought it was 25%, I wasn't sure. Well, Beekster, I mean, dude, if you think about beer, and I'm going to mention this, light beer is 100 calories apiece. You're not just having one. Craft beer is 150 minimum for a beer, and you're averaging maybe 4 or 5 of those. That's 700-800 calories right there, man. Gotta cut it. And you're not just drinking, you're also eating shit. So you're looking at 1,000 calories just for drinking. Oh, nay, El Pozo probably will retire. I mean, he's made enough money, he's on the decline, he's won a cup. No reason for him to keep going. That's what I thought. They are retaining 25%. Okay. That makes sense. And Samsonov going to Vegas. I mean, yeah. Nick JK, good morning. LMFAO. Dude, not good morning. It's 2:30 in the fucking afternoon, man. Ryan Daly, should Montreal trade for Line? I don't know where you put it. Because if you bring Demidov, I mean, like, who do you trade? Do you trade Gallagher? Josh Anderson? Yeah, you're going to have to add more to those deals to get Line. Okay, so for the Penguins deal, it's a 2027 second round pick and a 2025 fifth. So, a little down the line, maybe it's a decent move, so it's time. Well, a 40-ouncer of Miller High Life is like a loaf of bread. Well, they call it liquid bread for a reason, man. Definitely some Samsonov to the Knights. I mean, well, Landau's, Miami Panthers, like, they were in Miami for a bit. They're just still going to be known as the Florida Panthers. Miami Marlins is the least alliterative. I mean, the Miami Marlins rebrand's just been cursed from the beginning. Well, Zach McMillan, you're not just getting Anderson and Gallagher. You're doing that to get the cap hits right. And you're also probably adding prospects or picks to that to eat that deal. And the fifth is lower of New York or Minnesota. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, even if you don't retain on Line A, I mean, you're going to have to add prospects or picks. Like, it's the only way. Oh, Strider, I'm guessing Oskarov stays another year in the minors because they did sign Wedgwood. So I'm guessing that is more or less just going to stay there. And Ryan Daly, yeah, they do have a logjam on defense. I mean, Arbor Jacki is NHL caliber, but he's, like, up and down. I mean, Justin Barron as well. I mean, they did trade Kovacevic. So you did free up a little bit of space, but it's just that. Oh, Roberto Del Moro, Ozzie Guillen. I mean, all you have to do is praise Castro, and you pissed off a lot of people in Miami. Oof. And Yuri Patera's a Canuck. I mean, former Vegas Golden Knight goaltender. So, I mean, Patera, they're probably hoping for another chance. And the working man, the Red Wings are a lost cause. I mean, Yzerman overrated GM. Wings are getting worse. It depends. I mean, you still have a long way to go, man. And the thing is, like, you were a playoff caliber team if it weren't for Dylan Larkin's injury. That's the reality. Eric Robinson's a Hurricane. It depends. He's probably going to get $2 million. Maybe 2.5, because that's the going rate for bottom 6 energy forwards and physical guys. And Owen Art, does Marco Rossi get traded? With the right return, I think he does. Yep, Evan Richard, the Ilya Bushkin signing is 3 years for $3.3 million per year, which is a bit too much. And Strawberry Stanley Cup champion Jack Johnson hopefully signs somewhere, probably Colorado. Because, I mean, he's a Stanley Cup champion there, man. Oh, Mr. Moderator, what do you think about Dallas? Did they upgrade? No. Dude, Matt Dumba for 3.7, Labushkin for 3.3. That is way too much for both. Way too much. Only $950K a year for Robinson? Oh, that's not bad. For like 1 year? I mean, for Eric Robinson, that's fair. And Sean Walker is going to the Canes. I have heard that. I think it's like $5 million plus for the contract. Which isn't bad. That's not bad. Oh, Clarence Price? I mean, no. Carter Hart's not going to Pittsburgh because you have Joel Blomqvist. I mean, he's your future Pens goalie. Sergei Murashov is apparently doing really well, too. So those are probably, one of those two are going to be your future Pens goalie. And Carter Hart's probably going to Russia. Just letting you know. Mohar Ikram? No, they are not. I think Spencer Knight is going to be your 1B in Florida. So Spencer Knight is returning. And Akon, I mean, they're probably finalizing the details on the Sean Walker deal. Or it could be like, remember, the Panthers did sign Mason Marchment until they didn't, and he went to Dallas. And like, Tarasenko was another deal that kind of fell through as well. Nico for 2 bones, go Lightning. I mean, they're making some bold moves. Very bold moves. Yep, Brett Pesci's confirmed 5.5 for 6. If you're getting prime Pesci, that's really good. If you're not getting prime Pesci, it wasn't that great last year. But, I mean, it mostly depends on upside. Yep, Kivi Ronta got extended. Taylor Radish, Baraboulet, Shea. Yeah, roughly standard stuff. Nothing insane. Yep, the Red Wings now have... Jack Campbell. Soupy is signed with Detroit. Buy low candidate. So, my question is what happens with Ville Husso? Is Husso a free agent? Because, I mean, you're already overhauling your goalie core again because, I mean, Reimer's probably a 1-year deal. What happens with Husso? Because you have Jack Campbell and you have, I mean, trying to think what else they have. Yeah, 1-year league minimum. He's probably your minor league guy. So it's, Tree and John Boy collab. I'd love to see Tree play in the warehouse. Oh, dude, I ain't playing with his ankle, man. Yeah, I thought Husso had 1 year left. That's what I thought. So, if you're Detroit, Cam Talbot's going to be your number 2. Jack Campbell will probably be your number 3 in emergency call-up. And Laguson's back, too, but he's, like, more or less minor league depth. But Pesci has been confirmed. And the 5th-round pick is conditional, which makes sense. So it's an extra 2nd-round pick. That's really what it comes down to with Riley Smith. And I think Riley Smith only had 1 year left on his deal, so. Excuse me. I didn't mean to be rude there. Solid Tree, yep, I agree. I mean, but without Shea beside him, he was not the right guy. But I mean, here's the thing: Shea got 7x7, and with Pesci, I mean, that's the price you pay for that kind of deal. I mean, New Jersey was absolutely desperate for crease-clearing defensemen because it was such a fucking mess. That's why you brought in Dillon. That's why you brought in Pesci. And MKI need a Phil Kessel signing so bad. I mean, he might play in Europe. Like, he did not sign last year for a reason. Like, he's just not the same player. Oh, the conditions are that the Pens receives the ladder. You did mention that. You're correct. Yep, Bertuzzi to Chicago. Alex Lyon is still with Detroit. You are correct. I think he might have been a 1-year deal, though. Oh, Kivanicius, they did send him back to sleep, but he did wake up. He signed Anthony Duclair, and he'll go back. And Taylor Griggs, the Shea deal is pretty lengthy. I mean, 7x7 for Shea. Ooh, you're playing. That's why I mentioned New Orleans, Steve. That's because like somebody mentioned that in the super chat. And Tyler Bertuzzi is a Hawk. Yep, the Sabres are mentioning the Abe Kubel deal, and 5 points is probably juking off. Yeah, he probably is in a shed, like always. Ooh, Azan PD. I have 2 Canes jerseys I want to customize, a home and a 25th anniversary. Which players should I put on the back of my jerseys? Ooh, that's an interesting question for the Canes. If you're doing 25th anniversary, I mean, Ronnie Franchise, Rod Brindamore, Cam Ward. If you want to go a little more, like, hyper obscure, probably Gary Roberts. I would say for your current jersey, ooh, probably Svechnikov or Aho. And Adam, no updates on Jeff Skinner. The rumor is that the Oilers are in on him. Meet what? Anaheim sends Yager to an $8 million deal. I mean, dude, did you see how well he practiced with the Penguins? I mean, he still looks like he's in game shape. Ooh, Klay Thompson to the Mavs. $50 million for Klay Thompson. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. $50 million. $50 million. Holy shit. Stalsy would be a good one, too. But $50 million for Klay Thompson. Hold on, I have to shitpost for $50 million. Oh, was hoping for Kako. No, you weren't getting Kako. Oh, good lord. Good gravy. 3-year, $50 million with a player option. But still, I mean, dude, it's for Klay Thompson, who had a really bad playoff last year. Good fucking God. Mishkov did sign his ELC. Yes, they did mention he got bought out of his deal. And Ivan Fedotov is there too. Ersson, I hear great things about as well. But $50 million for Klay Thompson. Oh my God. Wow. And Solstice, thoughts on Vegas picking up Marner? I mean, it depends who they return him for. I mean, who do you have in the system? You're probably trading Brendan Brisson. You're probably trading a few other guys. So let's go over this for a second. I'm interested to see what Vegas could do if they trade for a Mitch Marner, because that is the kind of move Vegas would make. So you have $1.8 million in cap space. Lehner is LTIR, but LTIR is 6.8. That's not going to be able to afford Mitch Marner. You're going to have to get rid of a piece. So who are you trading? Brisson, he's your main target. You're giving up. Dorofeyev, you're probably giving up as well. You did sign Samsonov, so that's that. I'm trying to think who else you could really give up. You're probably giving up a first-round pick or two. And then you're going to have to give up a piece to try and offset. Is this where Alex Pietrangelo goes? Because that is the kind of dude Toronto will covet. Even if it's probably not good for a 34-year-old. I'm not sure if that could really work. Wait, $50 million a year or $50 million total? No, I don't know if it's $50 million total. Dude, that's an underpayment for Klay. I thought it was $50 million a year. There's no way Klay Thompson's only getting $50 million total for 3 years. That is a gross underpayment if that's the case. But there's a lot of gravy going on right now, man. Oof. No, I don't care about child predators. Fuck you. That's the problem with Twitter. Like, I get the weirdest shit if I do For You. It's like, oh, here's this stupid shit. I don't fucking care. Yep, Mishkov has been confirmed. Just to let you know. Yep, talking about California Exodus. Sam Carrick. Like, I thought that was a one-year deal for $3 million. But 3x1 is fair. What a starting five. You have no paint presence. PJ Washington's not bad. Derek Lively's not bad. But, I mean, better hope Kyrie maintains form. And hope Clay can shoot threes. Craig Smith confirmed 1x1. So Craig Smith's probably nearing the end. Trying to get a full-time NHL gig. Respectable. Justin Solomita, the NBA's Big Brother team will not be landing a Nepo player to play alongside LeBron and his underachieving son. No, don't talk about Thanasis James that way. Come on, he averaged 4 points a game in USC. I mean, that's a big deal. Wait, Klay Thompson for only $16 million a year. That's a bargain. I thought it was $50 million a year. Which, I mean, as I said, that's more a depth piece for $16 million in the NBA. Yep, I did see that John Mishkov is coming to North America, and that's going to be big news for Philly. Wait, Clarence, 5 points a game? Oh, dude. He got underdrafted then, man. No, Matthew Presley, the worst draft pick in NBA history was Georgios Papagiannis from Sacramento like 10 years ago. Like, he wasn't even projected to be drafted in the first. It was supposed to be like a late second-round pick. Got drafted like 13th or some shit. He only lasted in the NBA like 2 years. That's the worst draft pick in NBA history. Ooh, Dalton Connect. 29, let's go. Well, Justin, with LeBron, I mean, LeBron hasn't signed anywhere yet. They're probably going to bring him back. I mean, JJ Redick is his podcast co-host. They brought in Bronny for that reason. And Rowan, Capitals are over the cap, but I mean, Nick Backstrom is going on LTIR. Rumors Oshie might be going on LTIR too. So it mostly depends. Let Bronny cook. 2 points a game. Let's go, baby. James Harden got $35 million a year. I mean, he's making good money. I mean, those strip clubs in LA, they're going to get some big dough. Especially when he vanishes in April. And Batum's going back to the Clips. I mean, as long as he's not making $24 million a year, that's a good deal. Anthony Bennett. I mean, that was just a weak draft year for the NBA. So Anthony Bennett is a massive bust, but as I said, that was a really weak draft year. Big hurt. Greg Oden. Like, Greg Oden just couldn't stay healthy. Greg Oden was a talent. He just had bad knees. Vasilis Spanolis. I did not know that, but I mean, I'll have to check that out. But I mean, the NBA is kind of weird like that. I mean, I'll have to look him up later. Did not hear of Vasilis Spanolis. I know Georgios Papagiannis was a fucking terrible pick. Calvin DeHaan going to Colorado. That's a solid depth piece. You're probably getting him for cheap too. Probably 1.52 million. Had a lot of injury issues as late. 800K, even better. Solid deal. If he can get back to health, that's a good deal for Colorado. Oh, James Wiseman? Yeah, that's a massive bust. Marvin Bagley, too. But I'm probably going to be ending in the next few minutes. I think things have gotten relatively quiet on the free agency front. But there are a lot of moves that still need to be made. And just as I leave, there's probably going to be a seismic move like Mitch Marner going to Toronto or Vegas or some shit. Well, ludicrous speed. Brisebois wanted to lowball Stammer because he wanted Gensel. That's your play. So, as I said, here's your trade-off. Do you pay 8x4 for Victor Hedman and $9 million by 7 for Jake Gensel? Or do you pay 8x4 for Stamkos and 8x4 for Hedman? There's your question. And you also brought back Ryan McDonough for some reason. I don't know. And Sergachev's gone too. As I said, it's a gamble. Oh, Sean Frazier, any Leeds news? Mostly depends. Well, Eddie, Marvin Bagley is kind of a bust because he was drafted before Luka Doncic. And Vlade Divac didn't pick Doncic apparently because he didn't like Luka's dad. Kwame Brown, well, that was the Michael Jordan pick. And that was another weak draft year. Like, 2001, 2000 were really weak draft years. Michael Olowokandi, first round overall pick. Jordan, potentially Vegas for Line A. Mostly depends on what they can get. But, I mean, Vegas, I think, has another move up their sleeve. I just don't know if it's going to be today. Riley Tufte. I mean, Garrett Pilon, Rich Pilon's kid. Still hate what he did to Kevin Stevens. But, okay, so Josh Giddey was the final straw. DeRozan apparently is, yeah. The big three breaks up, but I mean, Draymond is just, yeah. Inside Out 2 crossed $1 billion in worldwide sales. Not bad. Yep, Klay Thompson. Yep, it's the end. Mostly Brossois, Talbot, Lankinen's still a free agent, so that's interesting. Yeah, 15-team no trade clause for Perron? For him falling off a cliff. Okay, whatever you say, Ottawa. 15-team no trade clause for David Perron in 2 years. That's great. That's great. Well, dude, guy, Disney made money because Inside Out 2 was, like, it's big shit. Chris Tanev, yes. Chris Tanev is to Toronto for 6 years. Hey, Avs legend, now Yakupov, you playing that fucking parade, baby. You playing that parade. Oh, dude, calling the White Sox a double-A team is generous. Very generous. And Kwame was very raw. I mean, Michael Jordan just, like, he fucked him up. It was weird. But Meatwad, 1 year, $1 million deal. That's going to be in a couple days, not right now. But, like, I mean, dude, there's still really good third pairing defensemen getting $3.54 million a year for, like, 3 or 4 years. So there's still some time there. Well, let's hope that Ayuk goes to the Steelers. Sharon Govich got extended. I did see that. That's a good deal for Calgary. Single A, maybe rookie ball. I mean, it depends if, like, Moncada, Robert, and Jimenez come back. But Moncada ain't coming back this year. Robert's probably getting traded. Ooh, Nico Horner trade for Mariners and Cubs. So I'm guessing Horner's probably, like, excess goods because I don't know if, like, are they going to want to play Madrigal, I think? But, like, Madrigal is, like, he hasn't really panned out, I would really say. Oh, Boneless Pizza, Nashville's definitely going all in. I mean, you bring in Stamkos, Marchessault, Brady Shea, you're going big. You keep USA Saros around. I mean, I figured they would have rebuilt, but they just retooling on the fly. It's just the Mavs Monday. I mean, yeah, it sounds about right. And the White Sox love former Red Sox prospects. They just love flame-out prospects in general. I mean, Michael Soroka, he was great in 2019. Then he got injured in 2020. Just hasn't been the same. And yeah, Horner is, that's what I figured. It's more or less if they want to reallocate certain resources with Horner. Yeah, Matt Shaw, that makes sense, John. I mean, with, I'll wait until I see it. The thing with the Marner to Vegas trade, who are they going to trade back to offset the salaries? Because you can't just trade Marner. I mean, you're looking at probably Brisson, Dorofeyev, first-round pick. and then something else to offset. Would it be Pietrangelo? Well, Big Hurt, the Marlins rotation's fucked because Alcantara and Yuri Perez are both out. So all you have is Braxton Garrett and Max Meyer. Like, they're done. Okay, Anthony Beauvillier to the Penguins. Okay. I want to see this contract before I leave. I like Beauvillier. I think he's a solid third liner, but it depends on what he's doing. It probably $2 million? 2.5? Probably a 1-year deal. That's what I'm guessing with Beauvillier. So we will stop after the Beauvillier signing because I think everything's gone quiet right now. HFA Recon for 2 thoughts on the Royals' surprising season so far. I mean, I thought it was... they needed it. I mean, they've been bad for so long. They just needed 1 year. It's like, okay, it's put up or shut up time. Detroit, I mean, Tarek Skubal will be a tremendous trade asset. If I'm a Pirates fan, I'm going right after Tarek Skubal. I believe he's the most underrated pitcher in baseball. But if you're getting Tarek Skubal, you're paying a shit ton. And I want Tarek Skubal. Okay, $1.25 million for 1 year for Beauvillier. That's a good deal. I'm cool with that. Oh, Clarence Price. Sixto Sanchez is in the majors. He's had a couple cups of coffee. He hasn't been good, but he is back. For the first time since 2020. I mean, he dealt with a lot of injuries. But I think I'm going to end it here, unfortunately. And that is the fail song from the Smash Brothers. I believe that it's time to end whatever is of this stream. But guys, I want to thank you all for joining me in the meantime. I think everything's gone pretty quiet. And just as I say this, watch Mitch Marner get traded to Vegas for a nice return. But otherwise, I will say, we'll go over the big free agent signings in the meantime, though. There have been some very, very, very big signings. Brendan Dillon, $4 million. Brett Pesci for $5.5 million. Anthony Mantha, $3.5 million, going to Calgary. Anthony Duclair, $3.5 million, 4 years. That's a fair deal. Yakov Trenin, dude, Anthony Duclair got the same deal as Yakov Trenin. I would rather have Anthony Duclair. Trenin is solid, but for $3.5 million? Okay. Also, Matt Dumba got $3.75 million for 2 years. Zucker got $5 million. Mike Riley got $1.25. Ryan Lomberg got $2 million. Yeah. Dumba got $3.75 for 2 years. And Ilya Labushkin got $3.25 for 3 years. So it's fun. Very fun. Garnet Hathaway got 2.5. Chandler Stevenson got 6.25 for 7 years. I mean, I like that better than Elias Lindholm for 7.75 for 7, but it's like, yeah. Warren Fogle got $3.5 million. Okay, they fixed that. Thank God. And they fixed Joey Anderson, too. He's not making $8 million. Michael Amadio got 2.6. Stefan Nason got the same deal. Derek Forbert. Jonathan Drouin's back. Cam Talbot got $2.5 million for 2 years. Danton Heinen got 2.25. Stenlin got 2 for 2. Kiefer Sherwood. Jake DeBrusk got 5.5 for 7. Monahan got 5.5 for 5, which is fucking hilarious for 1 year. Matt Roy got 5.75. Montour got a 7x7. Great deal for him. Arvidsson got 4 for 2. Perron got 4 years for $4 million for 2 years. And apparently a 16-team no-trade list. Kasperi Kapanen, maybe he might score consistently. Sharon Govich got 5.75 for 5. And then the big moves. Brady Shea, 7x7. Steven Stamkos, $8 million for 4 years. Jonathan Marchessault, 5.5 for 5. Nashville, going all in. They are loading. You say Saros got the same deal as well. Zadorov got $5 million for 6 years. Fucking hilarious. Elias Lindholm, 7.75 for 7. Teuvo Teravainen, 5.4 for 3. OEL, 3.5 for 4. Tyler Bertuzzi, 5.5 for 4. So Teravainen and Bertuzzi were overpayments, but it is Chicago. They do have to overpay, but I mean, they should be fine with Bedard down the middle there. Chris Tanev also got 4.5 for 6 years. I don't think he's lasting to the end of that deal. He'll probably get on Robida Island after 2 to 4 years. Wall got a fair deal as well. And for trades, Riley Smith traded to the Rangers for a second and a conditional 5th, which is apparently the lowest in the Minnesota Rangers picks. And Jacob Chitrin going to Washington for Nick Jensen. They also got Pierre-Luc Dubois a little earlier. They brought in Logan Thompson and also Matt Roy in there as well. But Otherwise, guys. Jesse Ylonen is going back, and that's definitely makes sense. But otherwise, guys, love seeing you around. But I will say, Steelers go 9-8 Super Bowl, all the good times. But otherwise, guys, I will see you around. Have a great day, and I will probably be working on the NHL free agency video in a few weeks. I just want to see how the storm clears out. Take care, guys. See you around. Peace.